Hey, bub. This is Wolverine. You're watching Pro Teaches Noobs. This is OG Vegeta. Let's get the views to over 9,000! This is Ryuk. Watch, like, and subscribe, or die.
Hey guys, welcome to a birthday episode of Pro Teaches Noob.
Happy birthday!
Hey, thank you very much. And how funny we're recording a few days beforehand, but still, I'll be 40 when this premieres.
Nothing wrong with it.
That's
a
awesome.
Big 4-0. That is awesome.
It's the same birthday as my grandfather, actually.
Oh, that's nice.
Right?
Yeah, it is. He was a great guy.
It was a small world, too. It's always something little like that connects people.
Capricorn.
Right. Well, I figured George Perez has always been my favorite comic artist of all time. And to the point where when it was announced, not that he died, but that he was going to hospice and that he was going to die, I broke down in tears. The whole day, I was just emotionally upset. That's how important of an artist he was to me.
Yeah, that's sad. Like losing somebody that you really inspired by and look up to and really like their body of work, you know.
I mean, Crisis on Infinite Earths, JLA Avengers, his Avengers run was Kurt Busiek. So much, work he's done. I met him twice.
That's awesome.
The first convention I ever went to was because I wanted to meet him.
Really? Yeah. See, so it's also like not even just that parasocial relationship where like you're seeing their work and you're building a relationship that way in your mind, but actually like meeting the person does change that dynamic a bit.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, hey, that's why I got the intro. Actually, no, I met him 3 times technically, but 2 that were memorable. The first one was I was dumb with going to conventions. What do you say about that one? The late, great Marshall Rogers, a guy who best known for making some of the definitive Joker artwork, was also at that convention before he passed. I had no idea who he was, and I was just like, yeah, who cares who that guy is? Looking back, I'm like, you idiot! Meet him!
You're right. Go back and shake his hand.
Yeah, right.
At least.
Right. Get the autograph. Talk to him.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't actually go back and shake myself. I just go there and meet him myself.
Yeah, right, though. Just go back and meet him now as an adult.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, but that's just how important. So I figured, now this was one of the ones I was voting for the 500s. It didn't do so well. So I figured it ain't even coming close. So
do it for the birthday stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Now there is going to be some criticism I'll be giving. One will be Perez is great. And as his Wonder Woman run shows, he could be a great writer if he has an editor to keep him on task.
Yeah.
Like a lot of artists who take up writing, it gets wordy.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Okay. Oh,
and the coloring is not going to be the great. It's great here. You got a colorist blonde or blonde doing it. But when we get interior, well, you'll see as we get. Let's just get started.
Yeah, I mean, that's disappointing too to hear though, because that cover art is really awesome. And this looks horrid. It's not like
horrid or just
okay, yes, exactly. It's not like
muddy.
It looks
it's muddy.
Yes.
Right. It looks like the era they're trying to depict. It looks like some Viking is drawing this on some vellum instead of paper.
We're here. I must confess, old woman, I was really beginning to question that vision you claim to have, but there's no question in my eyes. The giant maw cavern resting on the face of Mount and Helka, just like you described. Inside is the great treasure, right? A treasure beyond imagining. That's what you said. I still don't understand how you knew of this place. Your accent, you speak our language well enough, but you're definitely not from around here. I never claimed to be Matthias. I have been here many times, in fact, but I'm most certainly not from here. Then where are you from, Phoenicia? What kind of name is that? Enough questions. You and the VO have done what you were hired to do. You got me here. I'll make sure you're well compensated from here on. You're well compensated. From here on, I travel alone. What? You take us for fools? You think we're letting you out of our sight? And now? Not until we see that so-called treasure for ourselves. And Heligar, we led you this far. And now it's time you led us. Hey, Lady Phoenicia, I'm talking to you, witch. I hear you, Davio. I'm just not listening. Don't follow me. I'm warning you. Oh, no, crone. I'm warning you. You've been teasing us with cryptic proclamations ever since we found you dancing in that tavern, singing songs about the hidden treasures of the Great Maw Caverns. You practically wooed Macias and me to bring you here. You enchanted us. Enchanted by a crone? Such flattery. Well, the time for enchantment is over. We want to see the treasure now. Otherwise, Davio, we don't need her. I found the treasure. It's under our very boots. By Odin's eye, is that gold? Yes, and there are shards of it everywhere, like shattered pieces of gold urns. Not shards, Macias, shells, and not urns either. They're eggs, dragon eggs. I warned you.
That's awesome, though.
Wine stench! What idiots we are! The cavern's entrance, the giant maw, like a gaping jaw of a dragon. A clear warning as day, and a warning clear as day. And we just walked in. Shut your mouth, Macias. We're Vikings. We fear no dragons. Nor should you, Viking. It's me you needed to fear. Poor deluded fool, thinking a monster was keeping me away from the treasure. Predictable, I suppose. No real way their ancient minds could ever comprehend it. You, dear dragon, you are the treasure. Oh, you have no idea how long I've waited for this day. You're so beautiful, and you're staring at me. Something you want to say? You speak Drago? Or would you prefer I speak Terran? And now we're just jumping into something else. No, vegan, Drago is fine. Simpler language anyway. Fine then, Professor Felgon. Approaching perimeter of quadrant Epsilon. Estimated border encroachment at Pemna, less than light speed and vegan and target ship. You see what I mean by all this techno talk and everything?
It's like they were trying to put in a whole new language, backstory, and cover. Like they wanted to put everything into each page.
Yep, and biotech scan protocol expected upon visual confirmation by security checkpoint. Then this transmission must be brief, Professor. Can't allow the Quarg to learn about what you had and you. What of Terra Prime? Our extrapolators are still evaluating the unusually high regional traffic. And I must admit, the calculative confluence of possibility, potentiality, and probability are not very comforting. Who talks like this?
They want to sound like the smarty pants.
Again, see what I mean?
You just go nerd.
He needed an editor to keep him reined in.
For sure. I feel like all those little small boxes are the editor saying, hey, stop it. Delete the rest of that sentence.
Yep. Unless, of course, we can alter the equation. I won't pretend to know what all that means, Professor. You and me both, man. All I need to know is that this is where we come in. Status, Padma. Entering quadrant Epsilon. Approaching line of sight for Mulkais, or what was it in the Terrans called? And Vegan? Dungeon Rock. This is going to get bloody, isn't it, Professor Falgot? I'm afraid so, Vegan. And words cannot express just how grateful we are about what you Drago are about to do. It is we who should be grateful, Professor, for allowing us to properly repay a millennia-old debt. What matters a mere dozen of us stepping into the bowels of hell if it's the Sir Phoenicia who saved the entire dragon from extinction. Yes, thank you, Phoenicia. A genuine pleasure. You will all honor me with your sacrifice, Vegan, especially since this isn't exactly how we planned it. I only wish Agony could be there with you. So we jump to the future.
Okay.
Yeah, she saved the dragon, then we cut to the future where it turns out the dragons keep on living and evolved.
Oh, that's what I gotcha.
She would love to see it. 100 AD Rome Earth. By Jupiter and all the gods, this is the most incredible display of unbridled ferocity I've ever beheld. Is it not as I said, your excellence? Listen to that crowd. They're positively delirious with excitement. Have you ever been before seen them so entertained? Imagine, beneficent and Golemus, your greater popularity, your absolute power, with such a gladiator as this as your captain of the guards. Is the price I've requested not a pittance compared to all that? Not so fast, Copernicus. Surely, to be worthy of so high an honor as protecting a scion of the gods, a gladiator must prove the superior of more than mere mortals. Is that not so, my husband? But, my liege, continue. The Christian so-called God could not protect them from the great lions, and it could be quite entertaining to see how the gladiators fare against them. The people do so enjoy watching the big cats, the lions. Somehow, my dear Kaluna, I think you have motives other than my protection or the people's enjoyment. Yes, it could be entertaining. Hear me, gladiator. The noble Copernicus has maintained that you were sent down by the gods as a protector of Rome. Are you prepared for one final challenge to prove that? Your ferocity against those of the royal lions. Win and attain the status of a full citizen with all attendant riches and estates. Lose and be buried with all honors befitting a gladiatorial champion. Decline and return to the Gladiator Academy whence you came as its master trainer. I do like that kind of thing. He's basically he enjoys her so much that what he's giving her it's all benefits.
Right. Yeah.
What is that? You like win that. And you get the glory. Die and we'll make sure it's with honor. Decline, well, you can still go off and be the master trainer.
Yeah, it's a good enough deal. You know, it's a win, lose, or draw.
Yep. Well, what say you, Agony? Agony doesn't care about citizenship, riches, estates, none of that. But the lions, yes, bring on the lions. Agony is hungry. And so with a wave of his hand, the emperor signaled the release of the fierce lions. ATD Federal Arizona Territory Earth, and the crowd roared. A few things satisfy the Roman bloodlust, quite like watching Christians being fed to those lions. Yet, despite all the persecution and torture, the Christians still stood strong, holding on to their beliefs, even when facing certain death. And even with all the Roman power and world dominance, their heathen empire eventually fell. And Christianity, well, here it is. Over 17 centuries later, stronger than ever. So what lesson does that teach us, class? That Jesus is stronger than a lion, Miss Bishop? Close, David. But I think we're talking more about the power of faith over violence. In the grand scheme of things, violence never really solves anything. But Miss Bishop, my daddy said that if it weren't for fighting, we wouldn't even be here. We'd have been scalded by Injuns. Like you mean scalped. Yes, Kira, I think I knew what Bennett meant. But that does bring up another example of what we've been talking about. How violence and persecution are often used to disguise or justify our own very human. Miss Bishop, Miss Fisher, I'm sorry for intruding on your class, Miss Bishop. I really am, but town matters come up that need to discuss. Remember those gunmen who came into town last week? Well, 3 more were spotted heading towards town. Sonny Dyson planning on talking to them, but, well, okay, B, I understand. All right, class and children, class is dismissed early. I want you all to go with Miss Fisher right now. Oh, go to your homes at once. Is that understood? I don't want to see any of you on the street. Is that understood? Yes, Miss Bishop. Milla, are you okay? You sound more tense than usual. It isn't like this hasn't happened before. I know, B. It just feels different this time. Highness? Yoo-hoo, Highness, time to wake up. We have a new customer. Well, friend Schultz, there he is just as promised. You've seen the genetic scan, studied the biodiagnostic. What more proof could you possibly want? Not a hoax, not a clone, not a nanite construct. Behold with your very eyes the legendary destroyer of worlds, the deadly leader of what was once the most feared terrorist group in 12 quadrants. Friend Schultz, I present to you for your master's private pleasure at... Okay, just keep on.
Just keep rolling it over. It's like tongue twister after tongue twister.
And gratification, Madame Vizcara, the siren once known to be into the universe at large as Highness. Unbelievable. Even with all the proof, it's still so. My master's going to be quite gratified and indeed. And well, he should. Do you know how long it took us to break her, to make her, how should I put it, more compliant? Believe me, if your master were paying 10 times the fee, he would be getting a bargain. After all, how can one put a proper price on ravishing a legend? Yet, you've done just that, Warden Conitzer, and my master is counting on getting his money's worth. Warden, the supply officer is reporting an issue regarding the arrival cargo vessel. It's about the crew. Eh? What about the crew? They're Drago. Oh? Friend Schultz, your master will find Highness waiting for him in her bedchamber. I have some official prison matters to attend to. Again, see what I mean? How this just bounces?
It does, though, and it just keeps going. Like, different time frames, different cities, different styles, different eras. Like,
and I see what I mean?
so
again,
far,
the coloring, like I said, it's not the worst coloring. It's just the muddiness.
Yeah,
it's muddy.
I've definitely seen worse, but it's like it almost has to be muddy because of the lighting on the bad coloring. You know, it's
but let me get an example of some of Perez's best, like JLA Avengers.
Yeah, because even like this dude's face, it has like the green and blue and white tints on it, like it's the shadowing.
Yeah, but again, it's stuff like, hold on, let me, like here, like the tanness of it. It's also the tanness of it that really drives me nuts.
Yeah.
It's like he doesn't know how to differentiate the color. That's what the issue is. Like, look, the redness here is like he doesn't know how to blend the colors.
Right. It's almost like
the
he's trying to match his skin tone, but it's either too dark or too light in each one, you know?
Yep, hold on.
And then like trying to get that redness, it just looks smeared across her whole face, and the other girl's face looks pale.
Yep, hold on. Let me show you an example of some of the best coloring on his artwork. Look here.
No,
oh wow, that's like vibrant, and it does still have an issue with the colors clashing, but much brighter, distinguishable.
Like, look here. See, the colors mesh way better here.
Definitely.
But he's made the colors brighter to make it not look so bad. Like shading.
Yeah.
Like almost like the other colors now match the skin tones. you know?
Like look here. Look at this one here. This one, it meshes much better still. Like the placing of it is much better.
Right, but like if you look at it, it's the lighting too, because he has like this dark spot in the very front of her forehead, then he has the light spots, and then the dark spots again, and it's like you just can't tell where the light is actually coming from because it's hitting the front of her face, but then it's hitting the back right side of Superman's neck. Like, where is the light coming from?
Well, even if you look at her hair,
right,
the light's coming from
like
that part, but then if you
you can say the shadow's coming from her hand, for example. You could look at it that way.
Yeah, but like, where is the light that's pushing off onto her face, top of her head, and Superman's neck?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's the weird part to me.
Yeah,
it's like the lighting isn't in the right spot.
I know. I'm just saying, but how it's still the coloring. If I hear like it knows where to make this, the edgings and everything of it. Whereas, and it's the right tone. It's also the tone of the color.
Yeah, for sure. It doesn't look like it's blended as much. Like the other ones, they all look like they're blending together.
Yeah.
Funny cat.
Whereas here, like I said, like it's just something about this. Like here, like look at the splotches here and there. It's like, what?
It's like there's no defined outline, so it just blends in.
Yeah, like look here, his eyes and the bridge of his nose, and here it's like What is it? Is this a little weird tan lines?
That's what I'm saying. He's got like one light source that goes
Here.
across his eyes, and the other light source goes down around his chin. It's
Yeah.
like it doesn't make sense.
Or even here, see what I mean? Like, what's this ring here?
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm saying. This colorist was not that good compared to, especially to the cover.
Yeah, definitely compared to the cover.
Yep.
And compared to his other work, it's just not as good.
Yep. Did you hear Prenacep, right? The shipping company's hiring Drago now. Yes, definitely something I want to see for myself. Oh, don't look so glum, Imac. This has been a really profitable day so far. The most money we've yet to get for Highness. This latest little twist may just make the day even sweeter.
So the cats going at each other. Sorry about that.
Don't worry. Interstellar cargo carrier and Witten. Security bioscan complete. Lifeform ID verified. You're cleared for Skydeck. Acknowledge. Acknowledge, Molokai 5. Prepare to receive shipment. Master Cox has come to claim his purchase. Yes, everything is as you are and you ordered. Oh, I see. I can see that. Looks awesome. Looks really awesome. You done good, Scotty. Doing my job, Master Cox. But as your father requested, take it slow. With all he spent, he expects you to make this birthday present last. Good by me, Scotty. I will. Hello there, Highness. Big fan. Woo! Never dreamed I'd ever see this day. Even with all the ghost stories, all the whispered rumors. Well, you are the sexiest corpse I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of them. Gramps used to tell me about how resistant you were to pain, how you wouldn't confess, even after the worst torture imaginable, how it could take forever to make you scream. Well, let's just see how right he was, shall we, Highness? I may not get you to scream, but it would be great fun trying.
Wow.
Scott Mills, Arizona Territory. No guns allowed. Something you all want here? Name Strahd. I'm looking for some men I sent ahead to this little old speck of dirt a while back and ain't heard back from since. Makes me worry, and I ain't pleasant when I'm worried. And their names are Judkins and O'Neill. You heard of them? Nope, can't say you have. Name's Sonny Dion. I'm figuring you saw the sign outside town. There's no guns allowed in Scott Mills. So y'all either have to surrender your shooters or turn around and ride off. Hope that's fine with y'all. Aw, ain't that cute? I don't see no badge on you, Dion. And if we don't give them up, who's gonna take them? You or the sheriff? Ain't no sheriff. I got no sheriff. Don't need one. Son of a bitch, Glenn and Mr. Strahd. You all see what I see? All I see are three strangers with foul mouths who obviously have a reading problem. My name is Miss Bishop, and I'm giving you to the count of three to obey the laws of this town and surrender your weapons. Please. 1. Hold on there. I want to talk to the head Drago. I'm vegan, Warden Knitzer, commander of the Ickwitten. Is there anything wrong? On. Trying to make sure. Yep. You tell me. I was just curious to see just how low a race a once defied race could sink. And everything and as ordered, Kiergan. Scans indicate all content as per manifest, Warden, and no other life forms aboard ship except the Drago. Well then, I'm sure friend Vegan here wouldn't be too offended if we ran a deep probe inspection of the tanks, would you, Drago? Emark, everything set for the DPI? On it, Warden. Warden. DPI won't find anything, and Drago are too cowardly to do anything stupid on Quark soil. What a joke! A race we used to consider a formidable enemy, now reduced to being underpaid delivery boys. It's a job, and carry in, it's survival. DPI finding no anomalies within first tank, Warden. So far, all's... What's that sound? An alarm? No. A signal. Boom! Damn! Streeter, Glenn, what in hell? Huh? They ain't no dead. They ain't no blood. They ain't dead. Damnation, woman! What the hell did you do to them? What the hell kind of gun are those? Even if I told you, you never remember it. just like all those other gunmen you sent into my town. You killed them? No, I didn't have to. Damn. And Blitz, what the crap was that? Scotty, can they keep the noise down there? I won't be able to hear this bitch script. What? You hear me, Master Cox? And Cox, Molokai 5's under attack by the Drago. Yes, I said Drago. They got some sort of fighter blasting from the sky. I can't make it out. It's too damn fast. Oh, shit. It's blowing open the main comm tower. It's trying to cut the prison off from the outside. Get back here, Master Cox. We have to get back to our ship before... Aye! Scotty! Blitz, what's all this and why is this all got to happen now? Happy birthday. Siren weaponry is as effective as the chronicles describe, Vegan. But how long before reinforcements from the outlying forts overwhelm us? If that's what's fated Mulvan, it will be a proud way to die. Damn you, Kerrigan! You told me you scanned nothing inside that cargo vessel but the Drago. Then what the blitz is that thing? Kerrigan, you listening to me? No, Warden Knitzer. But I am. Oh, Blitz. Surprise, bitch. After all these years debased by so many like Cox for so many like you, it's my turn now. My turn to make a woman scream.
Jeez.
Music to my ears. Madame Vizcara, Madame Vizcara, I presume. Or is it more proper to call you Highness? Mister, after everything you've done, you can call me a slag hag for all I care. Fine then. I'm called Vegan. We are honored to be your escort off Dungeon Rock. With transport worthy of a siren. Hello, Highness. Your chariot awaits. Very clever how we got past the rock's biotech scanners looking for non-Drago life form. They were as accurate as we expected. The only life form on the ship were Drago, including one super large and super old one. Allow me to introduce my friend, Egrog, who came a long way and a long time to help us. That amulet, Phoenicia, is that really real? Oh, sorry, that was her saying it. Very clever. So sorry, that should have been her, a female if I was doing it. In spirit, if not in flesh, old friend. Leave it to you to come up with such a sinisterly inventive escape plan. I came up with this? Yes, when we picked you up in the 12th century Iceland. Or was it me giving you the idea now to tell me then? Gotta love time paradox. Oh, I don't care whose idea it was. Just get me the hell out of here. 1949, Alabama Earth. Mr. Jesse. Oh, Mr. Jesse. You down there, Mr. Jesse? Damn it. Dang it, Yanni. How many times have I told you not to disturb me when I'm working at my lab? I'm sorry, Mr. Jesse. Hey, but Mrs. Jesse's mighty insistent you come upstairs right this minute, says the lady from the agency's waiting in the sitting room. Should I tell her you're too busy, Mr. Jesse? Oh, I'll be right up. Amber, I'm this close to revolutionizing the whole concept of computing machines. What on earth could be more important than that? Money, Nathan. The agency just tripled their offer. But Amber, we talked about this, and I think we should let her decide. Yanni, go fetch Sharita. Did I hear right? Some other family's paying big money for Sharita? Uh-huh. Can you believe it? I don't get it, Levante. Girl can't speak, right? Lord, she couldn't do nothing till I taught her how and taught her. How come they don't want me? Maybe it's the missus. Maybe you ain't the only female who's noticed Sharita sneaking into the basement during some of Mr. Jesse's sleepless nights. Or maybe this new family's just like freaks. Hey, Sharita, you're wanted in the sitting room. Somebody's offering you a new job. I hate to appear ungrateful, but exactly what kind of family would pay that much for someone like Sharita? A family that has a great understanding of her special qualities, Mr. Jesse, and we couldn't be happier for Sharita. After all, we would never want to be in the way of Sharita's betterment, would we, Nathan? Unless, of course, there's some overriding reason that you think the poor dumb child would be better off here. Is there, Nathan? No. Here she is, Mrs. Jesse. Mr. and Mrs. Jesse, may I please have a few minutes with Sharita alone? Why, of course. Although your conversation may be a touch, shall we say, one-sided. Come, Nathan. Thank you. Well, Sharita, judging from your expression, you haven't had the best time here, have you? I hope you understand that we really had no other option. Even though you couldn't communicate with anyone here, I was confident that when the time came, you'd find a way to contact me. Relatively simple, Highness. I utilized a modified ultra-high frequency radio wave and kept transmitting a signal I knew only one person would ever be able to decipher when the right time came. While serendipitously taking Nathan Jesse's basic computer skills to a higher level, I concurrently worked on the radio signal. Interesting. He preferred to be suspected of marital infidelity rather than reveal that his technological skills were advanced with the aid of a Negro domestic. A sign of these times, sad to say. So, in other words, he'd rather be thinking he was having an affair than accept that she actually had a greater intellect. Just because she was black.
Exactly. Can't let them show us up. Can't let them be smarter than people.
Yep. I await your command, Highness. Good. Interface and Highness commands open connection with Paradox mainframe. As you command, connecting. Upload temporal transfers program. As you command, uploading. Oh, let's see. I gotta zoom in. Can I zoom in? Up. Verifying Terra Prime coordinates with respective period incarnation. 10 CE, 41,900,000 north. Coordinates. And verificator. Steadfast, adhering, leaking. Okay, but yeah, basically meeting up with all of these other women.
Those are her reincarnations?
No, these are all members of the Sirens.
Oh, it looks they're all the same person.
No, you're right. These are all her incarnations for that one. Yes, you're right. Okay. All incarnations verified.
Wow.
Right. 1 transference completed. 6 pending from 5 calibrated Terran temporal. So in other words, there are 7 individuals of them, but they've been across different time periods.
I gotcha. Okay.
Can we speed this up a bit? This is almost as uncomfortable as Dungeon Rock. Point taken, Sharita. Continue. Dr. Khan's vitals on teleport subject. Highness readings elevated, but stable. She's got quite the constitution, that one. Still processing the others, but I can't get any definitive life function analysis on them. The med readers are directly connected to the teleporter. The Paradox cannot maintain concurrent full power to the temporal teleporters and the ghost utility for much longer. Valgot to bridge. Kalia, we may need... We may need to terminate ghost utility. Any break-in activity over Terra Prime? Negative, Professor. A half dozen new ships have just breached the outer circle and are approaching the satellite. Not on any manifest in our databanks. Not picking up any life forms and activating magnification. Yes, that explains it. I recognize them. They're drones. Yet we're not detecting any other vessels in the area. What's controlling them? Professor Falcott, engineering is reporting further difficulties. Tabitha, report. It's no use, Professor. We can't maintain maximum power with the TT and GU without causing a blowout on both systems. We just weren't counting on teleporting a 3-ton dragon across space and time. One chance, siphoning the ghost juice into the teleporter and repurposing some of the waste management energy cells to provide half power to the GU. The Paradox will probably be fading in and out a wee bit, but that should hopefully give you the extra jolt you need. It's working. I'm getting full readings on the Sirens. Positive scans all around. They're coming through. Attention all Paradox crew. Brace yourself. The Sirens are coming home. Oh, what the blood. What happened to all the blood? Welcome back, my Sirens. Oh no, not here again. Hellfire. That was one hellish trip. Where's my girls? Where's Highness? Sweet Lord, what sort of crazy nightmare am I having now? Highness, is that you up there? Get down here. An interface and Highness commands beam me down. As you command, beaming. Yeah, Skywire and Highness. The whole Sirens gang together again, just like it used to be. Like you still rock that birthday suit, girl? That birthday suit, girl. A little glitch in the teleporter program. Great seeing you again, Miracle, Skywire, Highness. Well, I am in another bombshell dream. Not this time, Chanti. Whoa, a jazzy Jenny doll. Oh, that talks and flies. Huh? Jan, don't you know me? Enough. Why have we been brought back here? I didn't. Hellfire, what was that? The reason we're all here, I'm guessing. Tabitha, what's happening? A bit of a miscalculation, I'm afraid, Professor. I guess the paradox was just visible enough for the drones to hone in on us. Bad news is we're losing our ghost utility. The good news is those drones don't seem to have enough firepower to break through our shields. Any word from the helm about where they came from? Nothing. We can't find the command source anywhere. But I know these drones, they've never been capable of independent operation. And they still are in Kalia. I found the control source. New life forms can hide from the mind's eye of, and few life forms can hide from the mind's eye of Phoenicia. It's my gift, and this time my curse. What do you mean? See for yourself, Akira, and all of you up screen. See, there's a glowing glow emerging from behind a once thriving moon, using a ghost utility of its own, but finding no more need for it. In other words, cloak device. Behold, a ghost that truly is a ghost. I try to deny what I saw in my mind, but there is no denying the sense of all of us present. Oh my God, Highness is hailing us. She's asking for you. Okay, put her on. Ah, my dear sweet treacherous Madame Viscara, and the remaining concubines who made the ultimate mistake of following her. Most thought you all were all dead. Historical footnotes. But oh, I knew better. I knew that someday, somehow, our destinies would cross again. All I needed was bide my time and wait. Oh Lord, now this really is a nightmare. That's Niada, Perdition's top enforcer, the one who's helped kill the Sirens. Sorry, we're not dead, Niada, although we did believe you were, and still do. Believe what you will, Siren. You all also believe that Perdition could be so easily cheated of his rightful destiny. You are wrong then. You are wrong now. The sanctity of reality that you so desecrated will be restored and avenged. And I knew you could not resist returning to this pathetic rock, thinking you could vindicate yourselves by saving it from a fate it can never truly escape, as shall be proven this day in this reality. Welcome back home, Sirens. Now at long last, watch it die. Dear God, no. No! And that's all the first issue.
Well, dang, dude. I actually do really like the story, and the art is definitely good. I mean, the colors, they are what they are, but the story in the books is actually fucking good.
If you understand a lot of it.
Right? Like, yeah, it's a whole bunch of jargon and nonsense, but it's still, like, engaging, too, you know?
Yeah. Again, it's nothing bad about it, but this works overall. It just needed either someone else to script it, or again, an editor who can rein it in to tone it down. It's similar to Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby was at his best when he had someone like Stan Lee or Joe Simon to simplify a lot of his ideas.
Yeah, right. To kind of stop him from going too far above and beyond where people don't understand it at all anymore.
Exactly. Not that it's bad. I mean, nowadays people understand it more, but back then, not so much. Here, it's similar, where it's just like that whole proclamation of like, oh, this and that of Highness, and it's like, just tone it down to a few speech bubbles.
Exactly. You don't have to make every page this technical jargon.
Or this pontificating.
Right.
No! Is this what we were brought back to witness our ultimate failure? I don't. Highness, quiet. Remember where we are. This is a time ship. Interface, initiate ambush protocol upon my signal. Upon your signal, Highness. So that one girl was the computer stuck in a body.
Hence I thought she was gathering all the iterations together.
No, she was. But they couldn't do that without her.
I gotcha. Okay.
That's why she was so smart, but a mute, because she's not used to talking in vocals.
Right. She's used to binary.
Yeah, talking through machines.
Right.
Already on it, Highness. Recalibrating for retcon. Get it? Retcon?
Gotta love it.
All stations confirmed. Jump back. Constant. Trauma stabilizers confirmed. Tabitha, power cores in mid-recharge. And Desiree, diverting more power from Enviro. Should give us the kick we need. Again, a lot of great women here. No question about it. He loves strong women.
Right.
Helm, confirm power from Retcon and Laura, temporal flux field lock. All systems go, Highness. Okay, everyone, deep breath. 3, 2, 1, jump! And I gotta make this clear. The reason why it saved me so long to get to this was I knew I'd have to read everything. I cannot summarize. This is not easy to summarize.
Right, you can't. Like, you just can't summarize.
I'll miss a lot.
Right.
Huh? What just happened? We jumped back to the time before Niata appeared. You know, just like when you and the others were retconned after the zombie apocalypse. Retcon? No, the readers will never buy that. Ha!
Right, the readers will never buy that.
Yep, this is nuts. At least the other dreams made some sense. And why am I still talking to a doll? Dear Lord, Chan, you're scaring me. I'm scaring you. This isn't what you promised. You said we were saving the Earth. Now we had to watch it die twice. You'll be watching it die yet again, Mila, if you don't stop whining and get back in the game. Kalia reports the drone fighters converging at -5 temporal coordinates. That's all the time the Paradise could steal back, I'm afraid. 5 minutes is more than Agony needs. If there is raw meat to devour, Agony is always ready. Oh, how I love a girl who so loves her job. I don't know what you're planning, Highness, but all these temporal teleports took a lot out of her. It's a big gamble. The story of our lives, Phoenicia. Well then, if one must ride into the storm, one should be properly dressed for the journey. Oh my, slick, shiny, tight, jeweled collar, killer high heels, totally inappropriate for combat. Perfect! Totally making fun of himself.
All right, perfect.
Oh, all right. Nikki, how long until temporal alignment of predator emergence? Neo and retro timelines aligning in tense. There's also a lot of meta-ness to this.
There is, though.
Neo and retro timelines, meaning old and new.
Right.
And
there's a whole lot of touching on other stories, you know.
Mm-hmm. And brace yourself, Sirens. Converging right now, like clockwork. Attention, Paradox Group. All comm links on narrow. Countdown from drone's attack has commenced. Incursion squads to their stations. Acknowledge. Johnson and Rincon to hangar. Dodds and French into armory. Durbin at converting and prepping coordinates. Awaiting predator reveal. And there it is, the Prediction Predator, right on schedule. It's hailing us, and she's asking for you, Highness, all just like it was. And let's make sure she doesn't suspect. Otherwise, everybody remember your part. All right. Okay, put her on. Interface, initiate ambush protocol. Ah, my dear, sweet, treacherous Madam Vicara. But blah, blah, we're already going through all that.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, now my dreams in reruns. Sorry we're not dead yet, Niata. Although we did believe you were, and still do. Again, the whole repeating. Kind of reminds me of when we did Astonishing X-Men. Remember how we revealed one side was they were having a double conversation, but we didn't know it until the other issue?
Right. You didn't get to see the other side until the next issue.
Well, that was the whole point, of course. It was in their heads. But here it's more of a case of it's a literal do-over.
Yeah.
But as shall be proven in this day, in this reality, welcome back home. Now at long last, watch it die. Huh? Curse you, Kraymok. Why haven't you fired? I did, Mistress Niata, but something's interfering with the weapon system. It's not just the weapons, Mistress. Navigation, communication, and viral controls, none of them will respond. It's as if some virus has infected our entire computer system. No, Rami, not a virus. Curse me for being so easily duped. And sure, Tia. Interface accomplished, Highness, but I can't calculate for how long. A lot of new firewalls have been developed since last I attempted it. I can feel Niata already programming in reinforcement. I suggest you hurry. See what I mean? She's just a program.
Right.
Yep. Will do. Focus on maintaining control of the Predator. We'll provide you your reinforcements. All personnel in armory, hangar, and conveyor are ready, Sirens. Phoenicia, please. Dr. Katsopini needs you back at temporal teleport chambers. Now. Why? What's wrong? It's Chan. I gotta say, I do like how this one girl clearly doesn't remember anything. That's clearly setting up, but she's not being a hindrance yet so far. It's just a kid like, wait, what is this? Wait, what is this? Wait, what is this? So far.
It's
But
like they have full-on amnesia, even though the other ones remember everything.
Probably, again, temporal hiccup from them teleporting through time.
Right.
It's no use, mistress. The interface is overriding every attempt we make to regain control of our offenses or our offense or defense system. We're just sitting target here, not while I'm in this chair. Arik, get your fellow breeds to the torpedo bay. The asset must not be compromised. All assault personnel, fan out to every strategic station of this ship. Move. The Sirens could zap in anywhere. As can I. Interesting. The ship's security algorithms are uniquely adapted with a highly developed, intuitive response capacity. It's as if it's doing more than protecting itself. It's hiding something or someone. The more I insinuate myself into the mainframe, the more I sense I'm coming with communingly with a sentient being. You mean like me? I'm peekaboo, Sharita. Nadia? Let go of me, you big brute. I told you I can't do this anymore. Stop bitching. Agony sought ammo would have outgrown this by now. Are ammo's weapons ready? Charged and prime, Agony. I personally powered up your Devastator to your original specs, Ammo. I hope it meets with your approval. No, I'm not Ammo anymore. I'm Milla Bishop, a school teacher. I've sworn to never again use such weapons against another living being. Then what's this? A pretty deadly teaching tool for a prairie tutor? You dullard, if I knew anything about weapons, if you knew anything about weapons, you see that pistol will only stun a target into forgetfulness, not kill. Oh, then this is nothing more than a toy, isn't it? And ladies, can we please save the animosity for the enemy? I had gotten so used to not having you inside my head. I'm sorry if you feel we're unsympathetic, Mila, but if you think you can convince Nadia to respect your pacifism, you're certainly welcome you to try. Akira, pardon the interruption, Highness. On my way to the conveyor, I remembered that I first needed to return this to you. Hellfire, is that what I think it is? You've been keeping it all this time? Why? Because, Morocco, that's what I swore I do.
Mm-hmm.
But 7054, our soldiers have encamped in the city, and Master Ogihara. The townspeople claim there is nothing between us and the palace. Odd, don't you think, Master? For a castle of such formidable repute to be so suspiciously unguarded? Yes, Shinji, odd indeed. Oh hi, Gozamasu Ogihasa. I am Sumiko, and on behalf of my master, welcome to the humble house of the White Shadows. You know me? Your reputation precedes you, mighty warlord. Please remove your weapons and armor so Ayako Shimizu and I may escort you to our master. You think me a fool? I've heard the tales of those who gained audience with the samurai called Cage, never to be heard from again. Perhaps it was because they too chose to dishonor their house customs. We may be humble courtesians below your samurai class, but we are still worthy of common courtesy, and I deserve the respect of being met by the master of this house, not this snow-haired Yujo. Perhaps my men can bring him here to us while you and I talk. Talk? Yes, we geisha are quite skilled in conversation. Among other things, you've come to learn about the art of shadow combat. Well, it is not an art that is so easily learned. It requires a special force from within. Those who do not have it naturally must pay a steep price to obtain it. And that price I will pay, but only if this practitioner of shadow combat is all that he is said to be. When my men bring him here, it is he and I who will negotiate. I will waste no time haggling with a common Oiran. My humblest apologies if I've displeased you, noble warrior. Please accept this unworthy token of apology. Are you mocking me? Get that slop away. Not Nanika? What matter of trickery is this? Akira Sensei, we looked everywhere. Master Ogihara, there's no one here but these whores. And they were especially intent on keeping us from finding this. I'm so sorry, Sensei. So, this is how so-called noble warriors repay courtesy? Put that box down. Now! So the snow-haired has bite. Well, that katana. It's mine. You're full of tricks, aren't you? I won't ask again. Must be something quite valuable if you're willing to commit harakari for it. What the hell is this? Some kind of sword? Like no sword I've ever seen, and one you'll not see again. You never even thought to ask me my name. I was born Akira, but some prefer to call me Kage. I hope you don't mind that I didn't provide a box. I lost it. No problem, Akira. Thank you so much. Margie, you do know Professor Felgott's not going to like this. I know, but it's just a sword now. Nothing more. Just a sword. After hundreds of years of, well, I've earned it. Besides, what can the professor say? Highness! Yes, Professor? We have a new wrinkle to iron out. The drones are attacking the Sentry satellite. They must be on auto drive. The Sentry shields were never rigged for a sustained attack, after all. What real value would the UEC ever see in that? I'm afraid you and Bombshell will need to redirect your exterior assault. Understood. Jen, where the hell is Chan? She's not responding to my summons. I know. We have a problem. Well, Dr. Katsafanis, she's in severe shock. The temporal teleport seems to have exacerbated some residual mind scars she received during the Reefers encounter. Wake up, Chan. It's a dream. Just like all the others. None of this is real. Just another Bombshell dream. Deep God, why can't I wake up? Tanisha, please. You have to help her. Please. Doctor, I might be able to get her back through the trauma stabilizer, but there's just not enough time. I can't see any other options, Priestess. And I suggest you do it quickly, Phoenicia. I'm not relishing the idea of facing those drones alone. This way, Highness. I've rebooted High Flyer's computer and Desires and got her just about fully armed. Well, hello, gorgeous. I've kept your Star Slicer sharp and shiny for you, but you already have. Is that just a souvenir, Tabitha? Nothing more. Not now. It's good having you back, Highness. It just sucks that I can't be out there by your side. Yes, Tabitha, I guess it does. Okay, Highness, all High Flyer weaponry verified at full power. Package is sealed and ready for delivery. Good, but with Bombshell backup a question mark, I'll need to improvise. Interface link and Predator assault system to High Flyer tactical. Interface, do you copy? Sharita? Interface integrity compromise. Interface integrity compromise. I'm being hacked. Surprise, Sharita. Just what a many modifications to the Predator since you last infected it. So you were the sentient presence I detected, not Niada. Definitely unexpected. We will need to recalculate. Don't burn out your nanites resisting, Sharita. I'm taking my ship back. Alert, sensing a third sentient presence embedded deep into the system. No, it can't be. But it is, Sharita. But I can't let you blab to the others, though. Not yet. Not until he's ready. Professor Felga, we're losing the link with interface. I see that, Natalia. And Nicole, did you get the coordinates into the teleconveyor? Programmed and set, Professor. Jen Roman is getting the Sirens into fighting togs now. Done. Oh, yes. Now Agony is a siren again. I like Agony.
All right.
Agony is my favorite just because there's no questioning what she does.
Right. I know she's a good character for this. It's a good little,
yep.
good
And of
little
course,
addition.
I like her as well for her because she looks like Dr. Light. Well, she does. It's clearly
I'll give
Dr.
you that
Light.
one. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Yep. I do so love a costume. Say your prayers, bad guys. Skywire is back. Sirens geared up for Predator boarding, Highness. Acknowledge. Drawing drone fire away from satellite. Should I attempt to reconnect with interface? No, we can't afford her being used to hack into the Paradox computers. More drones coming. And figuring, I really could use Bombshell right now. Understood, Highness. She's in Phoenicia's hands now. Phoenicia's clearly Raven.
Oh, for sure.
Some of these are clearly based off of a lot of characters that Perez has worked on.
Yeah, it's like Raven, Wonder Woman, Jessica Cruz,
yep.
Dr. Light.
I don't know about Jessica Cruz.
Well, one of them looks like Jessica Cruz to me.
Yeah, but yeah, just so many. Maybe Ravager. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, it's clearly so many. Gaze into my eyes, Chan Everest. Gaze at the reflection of your true self. The true face of the siren called Bombshell. So many faces, not me, yet me. From 9 Sisters 1. Focus on the one. Meg, Bombshell. No, me. All destination coordinates verified and accessible. Good luck, Sirens. I doubt you'll be welcomed warmly. No use for a teacher now is ammo ready for war. I'll do my part, despite what you think, April. I'm not a coward. Mr. Hooker makeup. It was a geisha, not a prostitute. Unlike you, I've no use for that life anymore. Never knock our path, Akira. Like you never know when it'll come in handy. 1888, Great Britain Earth. Cold, isn't it, missus? Not really. Jack the Ripper!
Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
The white tech murder! I always carrying something warm with me. Oh, perhaps you could share some of that warmth? I could, but warmth don't come cheap in these parts. So she was a prostitute!
Damn.
But a gun-wielding one.
Yeah.
Like, I
Ready
understand.
to defend herself.
Yep, with 2 pounds due. Hellfire for 2 quid. I'll make sure you burn. You got a place, or do you want it here? Here is fine. No one to bother us. No one to hear you scream. Not that anyone will pay attention. Not in Whitechapel. Ah, blazes, what did you do? Just a little shock. A taste. For 2 quid, you deserve a whole meal. Oh, what the hell are you doing? What I promised. Making you burn. Went through a lot of men waiting for you. But oh, so worth it. So in other words, you did all that to get to him.
All right. Just for him.
Goodbye, Jack. Or whatever the hell your real name was. And the fun. Now, she looks like Dr. Light, but Chloe doesn't act like her.
Of course not.
Yep. Niada sent a welcoming committee to the generator room. She always was a smart one. House reception, the torpedo room coming. Kage? Oh yeah, I forgot. You're in shadow mode. Carry on. You seek proof of shadow combat. Well, its master will oblige you. First, the silence. No words spoken or acknowledged. Its shadow sees and hears only her and her enemies. Once focused, none can touch this shadow, but this shadow can touch and strike and kill, race and weapon in the same instant. While none can master it, Akira alone selects those worthy enough to study the art, and it isn't you. Come on in, other fronts, Sirens figurine counts 3 enemy dead and engineer. Ammo's cleared me forward and wire work. Good to hear. How many down, Ammo? Just 11 so far, Skywire. Make that 13. Petter seems to be running with a skeleton crew. Archaic reference. Love it. How's the show in weaponry, Agony? Fun. Big Narf beastie here looking to make a snack out of Agony. Saw it on the bridge. I thought Narfs were extinct. Yes. Now. Okay then. Time to fry some. Sound behind me. A blaster. Explain your presence, invader, or next time I won't miss. And why wait? Clairvion, kill the smudge now. Smudge? Predator boarded, Ein Highness. Reception aggressive, but not very impressive. Howard thinks. You okay?
Yes.
Our cat.
I don't know why our cat's getting so crazy today, but sorry about that. We're good.
No worries. Clearly, this girl is Starfire. Clearly.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Already shorted those, the circuit. Those babies must have already been launched before we boarded. Well, they're getting to be a real nuisance at least. At least I've diverted them from the Sentinel. Although I don't know how long High Flower shields are going to hold up. Where the hell is Oh, question answered. Bombshell, aren't you a sight to behold? So great to have you back in the game. Highness, can you do me a favor? Will you please shut up? I've had to block out a lot of voices in my head. I don't need another one. I need to stay focused until hopefully all this starts to make sense. And following Ammo's trail and, whoa, I thought this area was cleared. Crew must be bigger than we expected. Hellfire, did I do that? And figurine, what? They called me a smudge. Oh, got it. A glitch in the works, Highness. Ammo's running non-lethal. We're being slowed down by recovering targets. Oh, and figurines decompacted. Wonderful. Figurine, you're in demolition detail now. Ammo, do you? What the hell? Oh, Highness? High Flyer computer relinquished pilot programming. Revert to manual control. So sorry, Highness, but I can't do that. Otherwise, I couldn't do this. I figured you'd like one last close-up of Terra Prime before you blew it up. Niata? In the cyber flesh, you might have noticed that I've activated the High Flyer's self-destruct program. With all the nukes you're carrying, that should make for one really big boom. And just to make sure we don't have a repeat of what happened earlier, Volga, our computers are shutting down. All paradox functions including life support. But that's impossible. All power is being diverted to central core. If it reaches critical mass, come on, Chan, you know what to do. Remember all those stories? Yeah, I remember. Wrote scenes like this so many times, always knowing the ending. If only this was just another story. Bombshell's on the way, Highness. She'll get you out of this. Not if Niata can help it. She's channeling more thrust to the ship's engine, maintaining a set distance between Bombshell and it. Then maybe if we can access interface. Already tried. She's not responding. I don't even know if she's still alive. But I do, Highness. Ammo? I haven't felt it alive in ages. Thank you, Sharita, for the most sensational high I've experienced in a lifetime. To think, thanks to all of you, Terra Prime will once again be what it was fated to be. A lifeless ball of dust, as insignificant as your futile hopes for redemption. What a fitting prologue for his return. Don't know for sure what Niata's ranting about, but Highness, something tells me you do. Maybe after Niata recovers from my stun, she'll be more forthcoming with the truth than you've been. Ammo, no, we can't risk that. The others recovered from your stuns within seconds. You have to kill her. Stun? And main torpedo tube, arm. Damn it, entering an Atmo in 20 with Niata in control. No way Bombshell can catch me. No other choice. Bombshell, you'll have to blast me. What? Mila's giving us no option. You have 10 seconds. Ammo. Oh, hear that? This is Ammo's fault. Oh, kill Niata. Now. Enemy has only 7 seconds. 5. Damn you. So, yeah, what do you think of it so far with this issue?
I still like it.
Yep,
I think
so
it opened up like crazy, but I'm still liking it.
Yep,
it's wordy.
It's very wordy.
It's wordy. Like I said, it's the issue when you have some artists who do this.
Yeah, like you're not getting around that. Yeah.
Well,
Right.
Even when I thought I was gonna like the Kevin Smith one, it was so wordy, and I was like, I want to just
Quit.
Yeah, it's too much.
Now, see here, look, the coloring here definitely does not help.
No.
It looks like if this was the real life, too much makeup.
Yeah, for sure. Too much makeup everywhere.
Yeah, it's too shiny.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's the lighting. Like, look at the other face to the top left.
Too
Her
dark.
face looks mangled because
does.
one part is too dark and the rest is too light. So her entire face looks like an S.
Yeah.
Yep. It's crazy.
Bombshell, we're running out of time. You can't let me break into Terra Prime's atmosphere. The seconds are ticking away. Dear Lord. 5. Kill Niata. 4. 3 seconds to torpedo launch. Do it. 3. Do it. 2. 1. 0. Hey, wait, what the? And look, it looks old-fashioned.
That is cool, though.
And look at it even here. Look, Chan Everett. It's in her mind a story. Remember they said that earlier? Stories.
That is cool, though. I do like that. It goes from this completely bland, muddy mess to the exact same thing, but super bright and old school.
Yep, and better.
Right.
Bombshell, where have you been? We could really use you right now. The Quagga motto was obviously meant as a distraction, Highness. How could I have known the real menace was back home? Here. As Bombshell arcs down towards New Mecca, her eyes widen with disbelief. And Meg Taylor's heart and mind fill with a sensation they rarely experience. Fear. Sirens, Volume 1, Issue 130. December 1985.
That is crazy, though.
Unbelievable. It looks like the entire Terran militia has been transformed into zombies. But how? Heads up, Bombshell. Thanks, Sunburn. Thank me later. Right now, you have to stay focused. These parasites are and multiplying in epidemic proportion. This must have been Perdition's ultimate plan all along. She's supposed to be like Firestar from Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I kind of see that, though. Just without the star on her freaking head.
Yeah. Yes, forcing us to destroy the very humanity we sort of save. Highness, no matter how many zombies I funnel out, more keep coming. I don't know how much longer I can maintain velocity. You have to, Zephyr and Zephyr. Ah, jeez. We need to buy time. Citizens of Terra Prime, the zombie plague has been... Now, they mentioned a zombie thing earlier.
Right.
Has been declared out of control. With security forces infected, we've lost our main line of the global defense. Evacuation protocol is now in effect. All non-infected inhabitants must make their way off-world. Off-world shuttles immediately. The Sirens have all converged to battle this scourge from beyond the stars. But there's no way of knowing how long the efforts of so few even Sirens can stem the assault of an undead army numbering in the millions. And simple answer, President Givens, not long at all. Not as long as those so-called heroes stand between my legion of scavengers and their food. Even as the youngest siren skewers and slices zombie after zombie, there's no escaping the frightening thought rattling inside Sister Slash's mind. That Perdition may be right. The thought haunts Tremor, Terra, as well. But she soldiers on, as all Sirens must, heeding the call whenever it's heard. Okay, postmortems, back into the ground you go.
Postmortems.
All right, let's look at some of just look at some of this too. Let me go back. Just look at some of that. This very much feels like Crisis-like.
It does, though. It very much looks like just a DC amalgamation.
Yep. Damn it! I keep deluging them and with the strongest title turns I have, but these suckers just keep bobbing back up. I need your help here, Frigid. You got it, Amazu. Zombies may not drown, but they sure freeze up pretty good. Iceman, Hydro Man mixed with Rogue, it looks like.
All right.
And Agony loves smashing frozen zombies. Oh, nice shooting ammo. Easy targets, Agony. Zombies aren't exactly speedy. Aye! Oh dear, looks like President Gibbons been impeached. Oh, they don't even care.
Right, that's not a good way to put that.
All airborne Sirens, change your strategy. Highness, we're on a predator. You're on a predator screen. Not by choice, Bombshell. Things have taken a bad turn up here. Comlinks are compromised, and we may be losing control of the predator. So they had the predator originally.
What the hell?
So that used to be their ship. Stupid wench, as if you'd ever had control of my ship. We needed you to sink that, to lure you here. You never really take into account just how well we know you, Highness. All those years fighting side by side, all those years before the betrayal. I remember you first coming up with the idea of using an interface to sabotage a ship's computer. Let's just say we were prepared. Enough chatter. It's time for your long journey to finally end, dear mistress. And dear mistress, it's in the only manner possible. How long have you lusted for this blade, mistress? To feel its power coursing down your arm and into your soul? To have the mastery of time, space, and reality be but a thrust away? Oh, again, it's the artwork.
He's like,
it is intentional. It is intentional.
This is how she's seeing the story right now.
Yep. In a futuristic subway station, panicky folks are being held deep into the tunnels while Phoenicia and two younger sources cast spells, which creates barriers from zombie. Meanwhile, in the underground passage below New Mecca, come on, all of you, this way to the shuttle. Hurry! The priests can't hold back the zombies forever. Phoenicia. We act right, Phoenicia. I can feel our shields weakening. No, Lacey, stay focused. Remember the Drago teaching. You, Keely, and I are all that's left. We can't. For doom. We cannot see. Just so Airborns, give the prayers all you got. But what about you and Sharita? Too late for us. Heed the call, please. Hey, sounds like someone's knocking at the wall. Then we must act as proper hosts. After all, and they're just coming to pay their respect to the dead. Hold on, let me double check if I can actually read those sidebars. Because I actually have, like I said, I have the physical. So, is there a way to actually read those sidebars? Nope, they're just as cut off. Shot of barrage pounding her nuclear fist into the ground, sending zombies flying. She notes that her power is starting to wane. One, Freya blasted all. No matter how. Oh, this is her now reading it herself. No matter how many of these bone bags I blow up, hundreds more keep popping. Shot of barrage pounding, sending zombies. What else? Two, Freya. I'm running out of juice. No time to recharge. Next, we see Frigid and Kage being overwhelmed by the sheer number of zombie attacks. Charla, so many of them. How can we fight centuries worth of dead? Wow, this is pretty intense stuff. Huh? Holy crap! As the earthbound sirens are taken down one by one, the overwhelming forces of the undead, the cannons of the Predator warship fires down on those in the air. Bombshell's the first to die. Meg's body literally blasted in half by Perdition's firepower. And the script stops here. You've got to be joking. That's all she remembers. Chan, you got to tell me how they all got out of this one. I know you can't actually be killing off Bombshell and the Sirens, right? Yeah, you wouldn't do that. You got some plot twists up your sleeve. Yeah, I got it. One of those, whatchamacallit, alternate reality deals. An imaginary story. That's it, right? They're all imaginary stories, Bill. At least that's what I always thought. The Sirens all die. No plot twists, no clever cheats, just dead. And don't look at me like that, Bill. You think I want them to die? You know more than anyone how these stories come to me in my dreams. I've taken the idea of alternate realities into dreams.
You're right.
All these characters, Bombshell, Highness, Skywire, Ammo, Frigid, all of them created in my dreams, living in my dreams, and now dying in my dreams. Chan, sweetie, I know you really put a lot of stuff into this dream stuff, but come on, really? I could see those dreams being a spark of your imagination. But geez, you're talking as if you're a slave to them. And that's not what you said when I first proposed the Siren series, nor anyone at BAM Comics. It's like they're alive inside your head, they said, in a world as real to you as this one. Yeah, so real. That's just your point of view, Chan. It's your world, your creation. You can make them do anything you want, and maybe not anything, not this. And this. Bam's definitely not going to buy this. I know, Bill, I know. Don't you think I've tried to come up with a way out? How many times I've retyped that plot? How many boards I've worn through after erasing again and again? But the story always ends the same way. Your head and writers say how characters feel so alive, their environment's so real that they seem to start writing themselves. Well, that's what's happening here, only more so. This is where the story ends. Once Bombshell is killed, nothing. I'm sorry, Bill. You came over to help, and all I'm doing is whining. I must sound like a first-class loon to you. No, sweet Chan, and I ain't. And I ain't just your art agent. I'm your friend. I still think you should have called the cops, though. What for? Nothing was stolen. Not the point, Chan. Somebody did break in. I know, but why? I came back from the Baltimore con and find stuff tossed around. Real mess, but nothing missing as far as I can tell anyway. The least they could have done was take the art for the story. Yeah, ha ha. Joking. You're probably right, though. Cops are likely just chalk it up to the hoopla from those weird explosions in the sky. You heard about them, right? Hello, this is new. I didn't know about the Jazzy Jenny line was doing superheroes. Great work on the costume. How they ever sew gloves that small? I wonder how popular a doll of a dead superhero is going to be come Christmas. Maybe they could make her a zombie. It is odd, though. That doll's the only thing that wasn't tossed. The box was open, yet the crooks took the time to actually put her back in and place her back on the shelf. Weird, right? Uh-huh. As weird as you wanting to kill the golden goose. I tell you, Bam just ain't going to let you do it. You may have created sirens, but they own them. Maybe have them fall back in time or something before the zombie stuff. A retcon? That's why she said that earlier.
Right.
You mean that? You mean that would be such a cop out? Retcon? That's new. Either way, it ain't a cop out. It's comics. Chan, where's the Chan? Are you listening to me? Chan, She's not responding. Lord, what's happened to her? Your guess is as good as mine, figurine. Although I do suggest you calm down until we get some answers. Yes, I'm sorry. I've lost it for a moment. I didn't hurt you, did I? Nah, I knew when to duck, unlike those poor saps. Glad to see you got it out of your system now. Now, if only we can reconnect. You mean like this? Highness, Hellfire Margie, you're alive. No doubt, although I thought for sure Niada had me, but suddenly I had chip control. Did Ammo? Yeah, Highness, it looks like she did. Judging by the blast hole in her head, Niada is very, very dead. And Interface, still kicking, but just about crash. She's starting to break up. I'm giving her some juice. Stay with me, Sharita, sweetie. I'll hold you together until you can reboot. Ammo killed Niada, like the expert assassin Agony always loved. Agony is so proud. Don't you dare. Don't you dare applaud me for killing. What choice did I have? What choice did any of you give me? This was all supposed to be over. That's why we did what we did. Why we had to seek sanctuary in the past. A past I grew to love. Excuse me if being lied to doesn't put me in the mood to celebrate. Sirens, something really weird is happening. Niada's breaking up into nanite. The bitch is a construct. Thank God I was right. Huh? Ammo knew? I guess. Based on something Phoenicia said when she saw Niada the first time, about still believing she was dead. At first, I took her as a comment about our divergent history, but then just as I saw her connect to Sharita, I took a gamble and I won. Niada was an interface, no more alive than Sharita. Is that what you're going to say? Well, Ammo, was it? No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean. And someday, Mila, we're going to have to discuss moral reasoning regarding sentient life. I'm sure Sharita would be interested to know. Oh, calling her out. It's like, you don't mind you hate killing humans, but you won't mind killing something that's similar to one of your friends?
Right. That makes no sense.
Yep. Skywire, update. Still trying to stabilize Sharita, enough so she can interface with the ship's computer, but something's stopping her, as if she's deliberately fighting it, like she's terrified. Damn it, if only she talk. Keep at it, Moralco. No, even it's just to get her strong enough to link with High Flyer. And Mila, whatever your justifications, thanks. Highness, what about Chan? Still no sign of her since that big blinding blast. No response to her comm link either. If she's fallen into Terra Prime, tracking her blind will be near impossible. If she survived. I regained control of High Flyer in time to pull out of the blast path before breaching TP Atmo. But not in time to get a fix on the type of blast it was. Figuring the trajectory, it almost certainly came from the Predator. I think I can confirm that, Highness. Our torpedo launcher went off the same moment you felt the blast, pretty much pinpointing it at the source. Although from everything we know about this ship's weaponry, if it was a Predator torpedo, it's highly unlikely you'd be alive now to talk about it. I don't even know if Bombshell could survive a direct hit. Regrettably, there's no one left here to verify the nature of the projectile. Well, Akira, it wasn't for my lack of trying. Wait, though. Two of Niada's lackeys were in here when I shot her. They haven't gone far. Oh, two of them? A Quark and a Breed? Ammo's right. The lackeys didn't get far. Agony's not trained to take prisoners. Sorry. No apologies, Agony. You neutralized the threat. That's what you were there for. We've lost too much time already. We need to get Interface back to the Paradox so she can link direct. Hopefully, then we may be able to learn what happened to Bombshell. I fired the Paradox. Do you copy? Professor Falagot, Kalia, can anyone hear me? Nicole, Jennifer, we need the teleconveyor. Do you copy? Nothing. The ship's just floating dead in space. I'm going in. Mila, do you really think, Chan? I refuse to, Jen. It would take more than a torpedo, any torpedo, to kill Bombshell. You really believe that? Jen, I'm praying for it. Good Lord, where the hell am I? And what in the name of all that's holy are you? Stay back, Master Oral. Now, Chen, is that nice? It would strike me as the height of ingratitude to destroy the brave Drago that saved your life. Phoenicia, what the devil's going on? Last thing I remember was trying to save Highness. Where is she? That blast, did it? Chatters a lot, doesn't she? Huh? It's saying something about me. I can almost understand it. Can you? I'd call that progress. Agrog saw a flash in the sky and caught you as you plunged from it. No, Highness, just you. Then he brought you in here and waited as you recovered. And where exactly is here? Isn't it obvious, Chan? Terra Prime. Welcome back to Earth. Or more precisely, under Earth. You mean it's up there? Oh, God, after drawing it so many times, think it was all my imagination? I've got to see it to know if it was all real after all. Stop her, Phoenicia. No, Agrog, let her go. This may just be the jolt her addled memory needs if bombshells to be of any use to us. She has to know the truth. Dear God! Okay, she's really confused now. It's going to take her a bit to sort everything out. I can't force it. Need to let her do it out and need her to let her do it out for herself. Mild panic. Must control it all. Must control it. Rocking about. Trying to find some sign of any sign of life. Any sign. Anywhere. So many miles. So many questions. Some focused. Many not. What happened to the zombies? Am I dreaming? Is this the final Sirens chapter I was meant to write that I was afraid to write? Or am I dead and this is hell? Can't cry and has to keep eyes clear. If this is real, why are we fighting so hard to save a dead planet? Death, it's everywhere. The smell is everywhere. A familiar smell everywhere. A smell clearing the fog, remembering at last. The fighting the memory, too much to bear, too terrible to admit. No dream, no product of her imagination. Real. Terra Prime, the homeworld she knows as Earth, is dead. And it was the Sirens who killed it. Interesting.
It's kind of crazy.
Yep.
It's a curveball I wasn't really expecting, though.
Yep. Now there's the cover.
I like all these covers, too, though.
Yep. And as you definitely see here, different colors for the covers.
Yeah.
All right.
Now that looks better, more traditional.
Yeah, that does look cool.
Yep. For those of you who flunked intergalactic history, this is, or was, Terra Prime, the planet the ancients once called Earth, facing its final hours. The end arrived seemingly out of nowhere in the form of 6 gigantic golden eggs. Origins, unknown. Purpose, well, that soon became all too evident as each positioned itself in fixed orbit over the unsuspecting sphere. Each an Ovid satellite housed living weapons intent on using our former homeworld's own elements against us. Earth, wind, lightning, fire, water, ice. By the time the lunar forces ascertained the true disposition of the egg, it was already too late. Cap Balak, and navigation weaponry have shut down. We're dead in space. And something's infected our computers initiate manual override. I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Cap Balak. And Belak, huh? An interface? You're the one they call Sharita, one of the rebels. A siren. Affirmative, Captain. Fear not. If my imperative was to destroy your fleet, it would already be so. Your part in this initiative is not to die, but to survive and to bear witness. And that's what Balak and the other pilots did. As interface sadistically channeled each monitor to play out the cataclysm that followed. Something within the golden shell seemed to magnify the power of the Sirens inside beyond measure. Tremor's control of Earth and stone was now strong enough to cause seismic eruptions throughout the entire body of the planet. Zephyr's power over the wind now manifests itself with cyclones and hurricanes, capable of decimating all fighter and Titan defense aircraft in their path. Skywire's electrical storms destroyed most of the power and communication stations. Along with interfaces pillaging of the master computers, Terra Prime was being totally isolated from the intergalactic grid. Entire cities were reduced to cinders in the worldwide conflagration brought about by the incendiary siren Sunbird, while even the offshore military bases and undersea stations were crushed beneath the fury of oceans, drunk with power courtesy of the water witch named Mezu, and with the amplified frost wielding of Frigid, and turning every botanical, vegan, and arboreal reserve into a frozen wasteland, the very lifeblood and blood of the planet could pump no more. At first, the world capital, New Mecca, seemed to be spared from much of the Armageddon, but that only because those sinister Sirens had a special death sentence to impose on them. The presidential air armada proved woefully ineffectual against the nuclear might of the aptly named bombshell, even as the mechanized ground forces fared no better against the destructive power of the Sirens Brigade. And when it came to close quarter combat, it was no contest. Whether it was against the ninja ghost Kage or the sadistic brute Agony, or the knife-throwing steel-clawed sister Slash. Useless, pathetically, and useless. Pathetically and tragically useless. Belloc did get one last transmission from the vice president of New Mecca, doubtless on a whim from Interface. No sound, but none was needed. The siren animal once declared herself an ex-assassin. Seems like the X part was grossly exaggerated. No one knows exactly the nature of the strange emanations coming from the Hekla temple in what was once called Iceland, only that they were being conjured up by the sources called Phoenicia, ironically Drago for savior, and channeled within hostile intent towards New Mecca. Why? A mystery to this day. Captain Belloc, look over Terra Prime. I see a Pyrite peg. I'd have to be blind not to. Like the floating eggs that now started to converge with it, the giant construct seemed to appear out of nowhere, unlike anything anyone had ever seen before, save for that familiar red and black vessel at the center. All those years, the UEC looked upon that crimson cross as the symbol of the ultimate terrorism, and perdition as its face. We were wrong. Sirens, heed the call. It's time we end this in the only way possible. Figurine, prepare for energy expulsion. Copy that, Highness. Interface initiate countdown. Countdown initiated. According to Belloc and his pilots, the countdown either took forever or an instant. Either way, the result was the same. And on the 9th of June, 4591, a day forever marked in red and the Terran calendar, Terra Prime and all the races, native and alien, who peopled it, died. All that was left was a blazing ball of radioactive nuclear waste, orbiting in space like a floating corpse. To this day, it remains not only the most heinous mass genocide ever recorded in Terran history, but also by its very apocalyptic nature, the last. If any good can be said to have come from this Holocaust, it's that it united all the feuding races, Terran and alien, against the common enemy, with the breed Belloc assigned to lead the vengeful charge. In the course of 1 decade, 7 Sirens were either executed after trial or killed trying to evade justice. The fate of 8 of the others remain a mystery, even now. However, Belloc's biggest coup was capturing Highness when her own greed and arrogance proved her undoing on the Kurag planet, once haven to her former paramour and fellow terrorist Perdition. From what they found, that love affair did not end well. Tried by the very race she claimed were the enemy of the Terran people, Madame Vizcara, aka Highness, was sentenced by the Kurog's Empire to life on Mulkai 5, the former POW planet called Dungeon Rock. Although she was Terran-born, the UEC saw no reason to intercede. After all, for an immortal, life on that infamous torture planet was a far crueler and thus more fitting punishment than any death sentence. And there she remained, alone, abandoned, and it was hope forgotten. As for Terra Prime, well, the Sentry satellite standing guard, getting ratings and projecting holographic overlays, we've kept its image alive. At least, after all, it was our home once upon a time. From what I hear, the tour ships still do booming business over there. Excuse me, General and Jen Roberts, but why are we here? Most of us have already seen this footage. Right, we all took that tour. I agree, sir. What does this have to do with us? After all, this all went down over a century ago. Aye, Captain, the story may be an old one, but as it turns out, it isn't over. Lead probe scan activated radiation levels, undermining and contrail detection. Computing trajectory of possible projectile based on provided data. Approach calculated point of impact. Scanning. Lead probe reports negative discovery. No unidentified object detected. Lead probe scan terminated. Highness, any response from the paradox? Not yet. I'm now curious with what's going on.
Yeah, kind of. It seems like they don't even know what's going on. Like it's part of a story, but they're correcting it as they go. And
yeah, but it keeps on trying to fight it.
Right.
Yep. Not yet, though I've managed to pry open the launch chute boarding. It's dark as hell in here. Adjusting vision. Whoa, the ship's power grid is down, knocking out enviro and computer activity. Crew life signs are faint and fading. Latchford from the prof came from the helm, heading there now. Crap! Come again? The helm's down as well. Everyone's out. I'm funneling some of my survival shield to Professor Falga, at least enough to wake her up. Professor, Denise, can you hear me? The paradox is lying dead in the water. We need to reboot it. Can't. Power cells totally drained. Can feel time catching up. Please, Margie, don't let it end like this. Skywire, did you get that? We need you here now. Maralco, do you copy? Loud and clear, Margie, love. Almost done stabilizing Sharita. Can't do much traveling, though. If Mila can't get the Predator's teleconveyor up and running, ammo, working on it. Technically not much more than a real big gun. Should be powered enough to shoot Morocco into the paradox. Great, I know it must go with you. Sharita, I need to recalibrate paradox programming. Too weak to interface without contact. But Sharita, why don't you just patch into the Predator computer? You can interface with the paradox once we powered it up. No, don't send me back in there. NEOD protocol activated. No time. 5 clicks until Predator self-destructs. Margie, I heard. Mila, I know. Just get ourselves to the conveyors fast and pray I'm still as good as you are, and you all think I am. Kage, halfway there already, Highness. And so this is Terra Prime. This is Earth. This is all, and this is it. This is all there is. All that's left. And the Sirens did it. The great, glorious superheroes I dreamed up all those stirring stories about, we did all this. I think I preferred them dead. I wish I was. You've been moaning and groaning for almost an hour now, Chan. It's really unbecoming. Wow, you're actually joking about this, Phoenicia, the spiritual anchor of the group. At least that's how I always imagined you, scripted you, remembered you. Not so cruel. Oh, Chan, I had hoped that seeing all this would cast light on the shadows of memory. I could only partially restore, but it's obvious that there are still many dark passages yet to illuminate, and precious little time to do it. Maybe by showing you the big picture. Where are you taking me? You don't recognize it? You drew it often enough. Granted, it was a little worse for wear right now. We are finally here, great Phoenicia, Mount Hecla, home. Whoa, did the dragon just say Mount Hecla? The one in Iceland where you found the Drago ruins? And the same, although it hasn't been called Iceland for a very long time. Just one of many little changes. Good Lord. Oh. And welcome, Chan Everest, to the Providence Project. Phoenicia, you said you'd be showing me the big picture, but I never imagined you meant this big. And this is just a fraction. It's amazing how much can be done in a century when given enough motivation. And I say rebuilding a planet is motivation aptly. Hey, and shall I set you here, Phoenicia? Yes, and Agrog, resume scouting. Looks like we'll be in good hands. And hail vegan. Hail vegan. And hail Phoenicia. Service is honor. Your service honors me. Where are the others? The Phoenicians are preparing in the temple. Your Drago faithful are. Whoa, you're a Drago, the Drago, descendant of the dragons? Then you're not extinct. Be patient with her, vegan. Some of our numbers did not adjust to the time jump as we hoped. Maybe if you talked English instead of Drago, Blondie there might recall things better. I was wondering when you'd show yourself. Hello, Chuck. Chuck. Hell, been a long time since anyone called me that. Now most around here just call me the old timer. Nice to see time's been a lot kinder to you gals. Now most. Of course, the girls are just going to keep looking hot and young.
All right, though.
Now, well then, you're ready to be for a bit of a resurrection, huh? You mean like zombies? I'll explain right and later. Right now, I sense another reunion coming. Agony is impressed. Even Rush, Ammo managed to avoid teleporting Agony into a wall. Yes, Ammo never misses. and Chan, hopefully, and Morocco and Sharita had similar luck on the paradox. I figure we made it off the Predator with only about 4 seconds to spare. 2, 1, now. Oh, Chen, I'm so happy you're alive. Awkward moment here. How did Niata learn about us? Some breach we don't know. We don't know. I'm trying to sense something, and when Phoenicia does, Agony and Ammo will close that breach for good. Right, Ammo? I think I like it better when you're not on my side. Well, whoever or whatever it was, I'm betting that's what hit Bombshell in space, escaping the Predator before it self-destructed and landed here on Terra Prime. I can feel it. I'm vegan. You sure all the Leah probes reported in? Everyone, Phoenicia. No unaccounted for bioforms detected anywhere. Whatever struck Bombshell must have been destroyed on impact. You are pretty durable, Chan. No, screw the probes. I know what I felt. It was alive, like Phoenicia said, and it's still out there. Where the hell is she going? Call her back. The power cells will max out halfway through the regeneration without Bombshell to boost them. But if I'm right, if Chan's right, all this could be for nothing. We have to be sure. I can go after her. She might. No. If anything happens to Bombshell, you may be the only fallback we have. You need to stay. But Agony doesn't. If there's an enemy to fight, Agony, Ammo, and Kage will. Where is Kage? Uh-oh. Last I saw Akira was at the teleconveyor, targeting Council. She must have reprogrammed her own destination coordinate. She could be anywhere on this planet. And she's not responding to her comlink. She must be in shadow mode. No way to contact her. Always wanted to learn how she did that. I don't believe Akira could be so reckless. The ionized atmosphere is likely causing the interference. I'm trying to connect telepathically, but all I can make out is that she's very, very far away and ready for a fight. Anything that could knock out Bombshell is not something anyone could face alone. Even Kage. Sir, on a planet this size, I assume you could use some sort of transport? Sir, not used to being called that by you. Chucky always sounded so musical when you said it, Miss Mila. Oh my God, Chucky? Chucky Truscott? Don't believe believe it. You're still alive. Obviously, this tin can's been pretty good at keeping me from spoiling. Not as good as my mom, but at least she's still breathing. How is Mom, by the way? How is Professor Felgot? Highness and Interface and Skywire should be on the Paradox now, sir. Chucky, I'm sure everyone there's fine, including your mom. Paradox power level at 65% and climbing. My system's sufficiently charged to maintain mainframe integrity and prioritizing platform apparitions. Life support back at optimal efficiency. Good to hear, Sharita. Just update me when the cells are juiced up enough to wean themselves from my feed. I could use the rest. Acknowledge, Skywire. All stations report. Erickson at the helm. Navigation and systems controls ready to re-enter the power grid. Upon notification from engineers, Chandler and Eversol on engineering, cells are 85% repaired and projected to be ready for grid reboot in 10 and 3. And Counts and Roman in covert ops. Dose protocol operation on standing by for activation order. Continuing diagnostic and repairs in background until native system is verified, corruption-free. Does Professor Felga require any further updates? No, Sharita. I think she's got enough intel for now. She's focused on other matters. Yes, accessing Dr. Kapana's metascan. Engineer Tabitha Johnson. Both legs broken. Fractured femur. Shock and cranial concussion. Engineer Desiree Rincon. Radiation burn. Severe blunt trauma. Crushed pelvis. Massive hemorrhaging. Fatality. According to ship's record, the first fatality in over 100 years. Video verifies the fatal incident occurred in the forward engineering station, concomitant with the torpedo or energy blast striking Bombshell. Yet that station was facing away from the Predator at the time of the incident. Insufficient data to explain it. This stasis tube should delay decomposition for a few days at best, but it's only a matter of time. I'm sorry, Denise. And such sorrow where the professor and the deceased close enough, especially here in a floating bubble where time is just something that happens to other people, and death is a stranger until he isn't. I remember the the feeling in the beginning, the euphoria of immortality, until I lived my first love, my first child, then my second, and then another, and another. So many others. Dr. Katsvanas, has postmortem protocol been observed with engineer Rincon? I think she's talking about the loop, Constance. I know. It's just that, considering everything that's happened, I didn't see it as such a priority. With all backups occupied in the reintegration of the paradox programming with the Providence system, I will need access to Rincon's memory loop to confirm any anomaly I detected while connected to Niata. An anomaly that may have already made its way to Terra Prime, whose makeup Niata was willing to kill or die to protect. A threat that has somehow managed to circumvent time, space, and dimensions. A threat, Madame Vicara, linked into that which you so long ago had stolen. And me, Phoenicia, its figurine. Chance found something about a half dozen K from where Egra picked her up. Didn't you say the pros found nothing there, vegan? Nothing, Phoenicia. I reconfirmed after I delivered you to the Phoeniciara. Phoenicia, it is our elders foretold. Elders, I'd wager a good deal younger than me, Janice. Everyone in place, Diana? Just as it was described in the ancient writings, great Phoenicia. And are all the sirens in their place? Ammo to the figurine. You sure you're going into the right? Sorry. You sure we're going the right way, Jen? If I have to hear April say, "Is agony there yet?" one more time, just keep following the signal, Mila. According to the sensors, Akira stopped in one of the egg chambers, still not responding to any of our calls, like she's still in Kage mode, bracing for something. Update from here. We've reconnected with the paradox. Touching moment coming up. Hi, Mom. Looks like my age inhibitor still wasn't quite as effective as the paradox. Sorry for the wrinkles. No apologies, please, Chuck. You still look beautiful to me, my dear little boy. Over a century and still able to share words with her child. Must be nice. Highness, I heard you. I know. I heard you, Sharita. Working on it. Excuse me, Highness. You've asked to be informed when Tabitha recovered consciousness. Well, she has, somewhat. Can't make out what she's saying, but I think she's asking for you. Thank you, Colin. Tabitha, it's me, Highness. I need you to focus. Where is it? The thing I asked you to hold. Gone. Highness trusted me. So sorry. I'm not following, Tabitha. Gone? How? Highness, on the screen. It's Tawanda in engineering. Shelley, what's happening? How the hell should I know? The touch plates just started sputtering red, and this started to form. Oh, crap. Looks like some kind of cross. Negative, not a cross. A sword. Perdition's blade. I can read its energy coursing through cyberspace, manifesting itself on Terra Prime, like heralds blazing a path, so that it may reunite with its master. It's calculating. It calculated exactly when the paradox power levels would be sufficiently replenished in order to reroute all programming from that one single directive. Skywire, you must shut it down now. It can't be allowed to get any stronger. Trying, damn it, but I'm being sucked up here like a sponge in here. Acknowledge. Reverse calculating route of energy drain. Source located. It's in the conveyor chamber. Coordinates set for Terra Prime. Over my dead body. What are you planning to do? Establish who its true master is. Mom, what the hell is she talking about? I don't know. We need to find. We'll find out. We're picking up major power surges down here. Yes, and one of those energy signatures belong to Chen. Phoenicia, what's wrong? Irog. Then there we go, Chen. Huh? Never did and dragons, did we? Such bitches to draw. Dear Lord. Irog, no. The least you can do is thank me. Agony, you hear that? It sounded like Bob. April, son of a bitch. Still got your wrist cannon set for stun, huh? Me too, but only because someone else wanted the pleasure of the kill. Sweet Jesus, stop hopping around, pretty baby. Agony is hungry. Oh, they're zombie cells. Your keenness serves you well, Kage. Despite my silence, you heard me, and bringing him to my katana no satisfaction, just as yours, while silent, finds no completion of its purpose. As we are at once both race and weapon, it would be most interesting to see which shadow will prove the superior, the living or the dead. No, not in the incubator. If they destroy all those shells, I know, and so does Akira. She fights like a demon, not to endanger any of the eggs. I know, but the other Akira won't. Highness, whatever you're planning, you better do it fast. Calculating teleport in less than 1 minute. Nicole, are you all right? It just swooped by me, activated by the conveyor. Skywire, can you cut off power to the matter conveyor? No, but Sharita's come up with a plan. I need to amp up the juice. Affirmative. I've circumvented the virus long enough to recalibrate a target coordinates to maximum dispersal. Maximum dispersal? I've overridden and programmed activation to manual. For how long? Best estimate, less than 10 seconds. Then Perdition's blade will be destroyed forever. Odds calculating as 98% probability. Hey, but only if you press the activation number. Now! Highness, what are you doing? I can't. After all I've sacrificed, all that I've lost. Margie, no! It's mine! Thank you, my little Margie. The feeling is mutual. No! Well, I'd all but forgotten just how much you loved your beauty sleep. Forgive me for waking you. No, this is impossible. Not here. Not in this reality. I killed you. Chopped your wretched head off with that sword. You're dead. Dead. Am I? Odd. I had thought that it was I who killed you so many years ago with this self-same blade. Funny how perceptions of reality can be so different. I, however, come with proof. Your corpse right behind me. A bit frayed around the edges, perhaps, but by the time I'm done with you, I won't be able to tell the two of you apart. But first, my one-time love, I think it's time for you and your harlot whore to say goodbye to the homeworld you thought you saved. Watch it breathe its last as it comes to the inevitability that is perdition. Again, confusing, isn't this?
Oh my god. It's like a hallucination of a comic writer that's writing a comic inside their comic.
Yep. Now
like it's crazy.
I'm glad you figured it out.
Now we do have a different colorist now, and this looks better.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Doesn't that look a lot better?
Yeah, it doesn't look so smudgy.
Yep, like look here. Similarness here, but it blends.
It does. It actually looks correct.
Yep, Iceland. Yeah, we can't understand them. Get them kids back in the schoolhouse, Miss Fisher, and lock the doors tight. Those critters aren't, whatever they are, they ain't stopping. Yanni, Lavo, you can't fight those things. Get in the basement. And yes, sir, Mr. Jesse. No call to tell me twice. Not my doing, Davio. It's another witch. Lions and tigers and zombies. Oh yes, this is what Agony has been hungering for. No guns allowed in Scott Mills. Remember, Suddy? You're fired. Dear God, and Sharita. That's it, Phoenicia. Protect the Dragon Queen. That's what I expected you to do. Yes, but to this Agony and okay. It was meant to be a 2-part page.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, I gotcha. Like
so the zombies are fighting their past selves. That Sharita can't talk, Amber Jesse, but this one can. Extremely unethical for your husband to take credit rightfully due me. It was I who gave you all this new life, and it will be I who will take it away. Mashka Shisha. Oh, yeah, I can't understand it, but you've trained your disciples well, Kira, just not well enough. Not against a legion who can make a feast even a shadow. Oh, bugger. These nobblers aren't human. They're looking to eat us. If we don't get cooked by that lady in the sky first, hellfire, bitch, that's going too far. Oh, sure, as if we ever had any love for cops, whatever the era. Trust me, you lose a lot of inhibition once you're dead. An experience too long coming for our little Margie. Hellfire, and Margie, what in the... hold on. I recognize that place. Keep fighting my love. Whatever the outcome, one of your long lives ends today. Fittingly where it all started. Your ruse was impeccable in its conception and execution. I applaud you. Even I was convinced that you and your harem actually did destroy Terra Prime. Ingenious how you used that cloud of radiation to hide the truth, buried deep beneath the planet's burnt exterior. Oh, it was a front.
What the hell? Are they going to add every style of twist and turn to this?
Makes for an interesting battlefield now, doesn't it, Margie? One more Terran that won't be reborn, Akira. How many are you willing to sacrifice while you use your shadow powers to prevent destruction of these eggs? I have no such reservation. So the choice is yours, Kage. Their lives or yours. Not much of a choice, was it, for her or us? I can only imagine how much worse Miss Mila felt, seeing her zombie self terminating targets as coldly as she used to. No more awakening for that ammo. How many losses, Celine? And lead probes document 142 casualties, old one. Could have been worse, I suppose. I feared it might be, especially when we received the report from the Hekla Temple and beheld a corrupted alternate of the Blessed Phoenicia reappearing at the ritual site. It was our greatest fear, being realized that the Drago debt would go unpaid, undone, that all that had become our new reality would be no more. All the Drago, no more. Believe me, Celine, I get your fear. I empathize and with it all too well. It burned in my throat the second I saw Chan fighting herself and that thing glowing in the darkness behind them. I could feel myself becoming nothing again as that capsule opened up. What did you actually do then, old man? What any smart boy does, Jen. I called my mom. Ghost protocol is holding steady, Prof. Falgon, but still not able to regain communication with Terra Prime. The activity log you requested is ready. Thank you, and Kalia. Activate playback. I need to understand what the hell happened. And Durbin reporting. I thought Highness would set the teleport system to wide dispersal, destroy the perdition blade. But instead, she just grabbed the sword, refusing to let it go. Chandler here, that's when we started getting energy spikes from inside the power generator. We tried to get Skywire to power down until we realized she wasn't alone in there. Paradox chronometer verifies that the last massive power surge occurred concurrently with the dispersance of Highness and the blade in the conveyance chamber. Durbin here, I managed to keep track of the teleport trajectory, Defiant Highness and matrix patterns, and something else. Readings are off the charts, aligning to the same trajectory as the blast from the Predator torpedo bay. The lead probes really started going crazy then. It's amazing. Your son was able to transmit this footage. Yes, Nicole. As if someone really wanted us to see this. Jen Roman reported disappearance of both Skywire at the point of Terra Prime power flux, and Vegan confirmed Phoenicia's disappearance as well. The same time we lost Sharita, only because we were looking in the wrong place, Kalia. Damn! Well, my sultry science, or those of you that are left, after all the twists and turns throughout so many millennia, so many realities, so many deaths, near deaths, and pseudo deaths, we come back to where it all began and where it all will finally and permanently end. Oh, don't reproach yourself. How could any of you have known the consequences for not destroying the sword when you had the chance? It's not your fault that you latched your allegiance to the Queen of Thieves. What is Emma waiting for? Emma can blast that sword. No, she can't, Agony. She's afraid of what might happen to the eggs. Something my Emma has no reservations about. Hellfire! He's boxed us in. No way we can't fight without undoing everything. I know, Maralco. We expected that. I must admit, my little Margie, you still have a knack for surprises. And there I was, ready to revel in the massive collateral damage as Siren battled Siren when I sensed something, the familiar energy pattern of a teleporter. Clever move, my love. But if you were intent on breaking the game rules, I figured it was time I changed the game. Now those shards of space and time that you created as haven for your Siren sisters will be their ultimate hell, with your little corner of damnation being right here on the lunar surface we once called home, and where in one reality you killed me. I claim this as your trophy. We always did have a problem with greed, didn't we, Margie? That vice will be the death of us, yes. Highness, it's Chan. I'm back in my studio. How? Holy crap! Bill, what? At the window. I don't believe this. Aye! Bill, dear God, no! Oh, don't fret about Bill, Ling Chan. And he'd have been the first one to love this plot twist. After all, was it Bill who suggested a zombie bombshell? Now, time warp her to modern New York with an army of zombie minions, and bam! The fans will never see it coming. Writer's block and obliterated. No more mind games. This is not a comic. This is real, and so am I. I am Chan Everett. I'm Bombshell. Not a four-color drawing. Not a jazzy Jenny doll. Real. And Jen? Oh, hell, this can't be good. Celine, project status. As far as we fear, all that was done is being undone. Vegan, behind you. Pamela's reading. They're disappearing. Finally made it to the Dragon Nest. Phoenicia? A tad too late to save this egg, though. A whole line of Drago doomed, never to be reborn. Pamela! They don't look so vexed, priestess. I'm just restoring the cosmic balance. Before we ever interfere with the predestined extinction of an alien race, we Terrans once called dragons, back to a reality where Phoenicia was just a word found etched on an ancient ruin. A world without Drago. No, a reality without zombies. Professor Felga, we have eyes on Phoenicia. She's back in ancient Iceland trying to save the Drago eggs. Still no vigils on the others, because this is the one we're meant to see, Natalia. Those eggs have the most direct impact on the structural integrity of the current continuum. Perdition wants us to have a ringside seat. Laura, reconnecting with Terra Prime. Chuck, status report. Still holding everything together the best we can, Mom. My suit indicates we're down a couple of Drago, but no one seems to remember which ones. Professor, the images you're sending, the teleportation didn't work. Not as we planned, Vegan. We had everything set up to clear the Sirens and zombies out of the nest area. But Perdition somehow picked up on our plan and used the damn blade to corrupt the teleport signal. When no one appeared in the Paradox cargo bay, it was obvious he succeeded. Phoenicia's power is mighty, but she is but one against many. With each ancient egg that is destroyed, the Dragos place in this world, this universe, this reality is being negated. Now, and not just Drago. I can feel myself shrinking back to a timeline where there is no Jen Richards, no figurine. Grace, can the rest of you get Phoenicia getting the right going without Phoenicia? We can try, old man. We studied the ritual for many years, but without an adequate power source for the Providence machine, it may still be futile. We barely enough to maintain the egg chamber. Then we'll create the power. The paradox can stabilize the temporal rift just long enough for you to charge up. Figurine, with the other Sirens gone, you're the only shot we have left. Me? Are you out of your mind? You know how much living matter I would have to consume in order to run a machine that size? Just getting myself decompacted now would be a challenge. Where do you suggest I even find that much mass? From the eggs? You'd be asking me to commit mass murder. Now, why would we ever ask that? That would be counter to everything we've been setting up for over a century. No, we're not asking you to commit mass murder. A confluence of fate and circumstances provided us a simpler option. What? Egrog, Phoenicia's dragon. I thought the zombie bombshell killed her. Drago ancients are not slain so easily, Siren. It takes one with special abilities to still so strong a heart. Yeah, Jenny, someone like you. Uh-oh. Now, talk about deja vu. Children trapped in a classroom in the middle of a war. Collateral damage. That voice. Mila, is that you? Is that you? In the rotting flesh, B. Time for one final lesson. History about to repeat itself. This time, with no regrets. Over our dead body. B. I've cleared a path in the rear. Get the children to safety. B. Oh, no. Dear Lord. Dear God, no. Not again. She killed Miss Fisher. Please, Miss Bishop, don't kill us too. Not again. And not this time. I'm a souvenir lover of a reality that will never exist again. Pretty impressive, my little Margie. Hey, but then your old self didn't have quite your life experience, did she? Nor an extra century to prepare. I've endured many hells waiting for this moment. Perdition's blade may be able to shatter the fabric of time and space with every swipe, but experience has shown I only need my star slicer to shatter you. But as you yourself said, my sweet, not this time. Holy crap. Mom, did you feel that? It's like we're blinking in and out of reality. You've got to increase the temporal shield. We still need to get figurine to power up. Working on it, Chuck. And Kalaya, report. Our shield readings register at maximum, but engineering reports efficiency drainage. One contradiction after another, as if the ship's computer was fighting with itself. What, Dr. and Katsfanas and Constance, and I don't have time. Then make time, Denise. It's what you do, right? I've been trying to extract the memory loop from Desiree Rincon per protocol, but something steps fighting me like another program in control. But I can't find any system malware, and you won't. Dr. Capita's muttering again, hiding, waiting, laughing. Oh my God, Desiree's opening her eyes. Professor Felgut, you see what I see? Yes. Damn it. Constance! Kalia, is she getting no life readings or any other reading except for Desiree's diagnostic pod? It's as though the Paradox System's entire computer system is channeling through her. A pretty accurate analysis, Miss Erickson. Mimicking human form always consumes a lot of memory. I figured it would only be a matter of time before you found me. But in this instance, I made sure that time was on my side. Holy crap! I thought you said Niata was dead. She was. I saw her die. No, Jen, you saw me deconstruct. I just needed to find a vessel in which to reconstruct. And you can all thank my friend Highness for that. What? Surprise, Margie. You asked how Niata knew when you all would be returning to Terra Prime by insinuating my current self into one of the Paradox's own pockets of time and casting a signal to the future me. I just had to find a way to get into the Paradox mainframe. That's where you came in. We still needed a way to link her into the Paradox computer, so she hid out in the Highflower self-destruct program. From there, I was drawn into the Paradox system by Perdition's blade, as his matrix was fired from the Predator. While the greatest challenge was not being detected by Sharita, the main focus was keeping you blind to what was coming. There! Laura, what is it? Wormhole activity, 4 of them! Look at the size of them. How could we not have detected them? And because Niata didn't want us to. Until now. Captain J. Talkwa of the UEC battlecruiser, Belloc, to all fleet captains. Wormhole terminus achieved. All eyes on target. Confirm assault readings. Captain Cardinal, UEC and Shapiro confirms readiness. Captain Schnee, UEC Hegemeyer ready. Captain Korsland, UEC Gibbons ready. Belloc confirmed ready. All ships stand by. Begin transmission. Jen Hood Roberts of the United Earth Colonies to all Sirens on Terra Prime. Your transmissions have been received and your terms adjudicated. Clemency is denied. Death sentence will be carried out as decreed by intergalactic law. Abandon the homeworld or will be authorized to finish what you started. Terra Prime will be obliterated. Any rescue attempt by the timeship Paradox will result in the immediate extermination of said ship and crew. Transmission? We set no transmission. Afraid they can't hear you, Highness. They think they can. Niata was always a good mimic. Oh boy! One more to go. Last one.
Nice. It is such a confusing series.
It is. Oh boy, then we have the other colorist on this cover.
I like that though. I like it that it looks like
They look like dolls.
It looks like Stardew. It looks like Pixel
A little,
Pixel
yeah.
gaming.
It does.
I like it.
Yep. How appropriate, don't you think, that it should all end here, where so much of it began? The clashing of blades echoing within the lunar station, they had so many times the same century ago. A contest between lovers, thrusting and parrying in the delirious round of foreplay. How different now, and how much the same. Passionate then, passionate still. No matter how many realities you manipulate, it always comes down to him versus her. And this time, it won't matter which of them wins. Either way, your accursed Terra Prime will die at the hand of its own children. And all you could do, Professor Felgod, is watch. Oh boy. Like, still unable to contact Professor Falgot. All communication with the Paradox and the UEC fleet have been cut off, leaving us no means of countering Niada's false transmission. With the rest of the Sirens scattered, who knows where or when we're down to only one option. As long as her consciousness is getting in the way. Igra, can you hear me? My name is Jenny. Yes, figure eight. The Phoenicia told me about you. Time's short. I am ready. But I'm not what they're asking me to do. It's murder. Why now? Before, back in the studio. No, that time it was different. Oh, how so different? Jazzy Jenny. Oh, she was the one who broke in. I didn't mean to do it. I didn't expect someone to break into Chan's studio that night. I had sworn to watch over her silently without her ever knowing. Oh, she was the one in the doll. Okay. But when I saw that thief rifling through her artwork and those historical documents, you gasped. I gasped, and he heard me. It wasn't supposed to happen like that, but he saw me. I had no choice. My gun should have knocked him out, but he was so big, and he just kept staring at me. Poor bastard. He was asking for it. I couldn't let him expose me, expose Chan, so I did the only thing left to do. I absorbed him. But now with all that life energy coursing through me, there was only one thing left to do. Get rid of it. That's the curse of being what I am. I can absorb the life force of any living being, giving me both greater size and incredible nuclear power. Lord knows what the population of 1980s New York must have been thinking when I set myself off, but I had to get back to normal size, get back to the studio. I couldn't risk history being changed again. So justify what doing and what's done, weighing the one against the many. How now different. Old man, the fleet commander speaks. All right, Highness, we've waited long enough. Surrender yourself to us now, or I know, you'll blow us up. I get it. You expect me to believe that? That you'd actually destroy what's left of the shell you once called your homeworld just to get us and talk about overkill. Better that than let the killers escape once again. That's really going to hurt the tourist trade in this sector, don't you think? And Tosquile still thinks he's talking to Highness. Niada's goading him to fire in Terra Prime. Not just the planet, Professor. Niada's infiltrated the fleet's weapon controls. They're aiming at the Paradox. Of course, can't risk you time jumping again. Let's just say your time is up. Sharita? No! What? Niada! Niada, she's breaking apart. That's impossible. Exactly what I counted on you believing. Interface, report. System recovery progressing as calculated, Highness. Maintaining Niada's focus on multiple systems allowed opportunity to initiate control override from within her own nanite construct. Programming my nanites to interface with hers made my presence almost imperceptible, like two entities occupying the same space. That allowed me the opportunity to utilize her sentient energy matrix to magnify my own and redirect the virus with which she infected me back at her. I overrode her. Then Niada's been purged from all systems. Repair still ongoing. But diagnostics confirmed the Niada interface has crashed. Death verified. What's going on, Jay? We lost transmission. Looks that way. Harry, Highness just cut off mid-sentence, attempting reconnect. What for? So the bitch can taunt us some more? The Sirens aren't going to surrender. They think we're bluffing about destroying Terra Prime. We have our orders. I'm well aware of that, Tara. It's just something about her voice. You've rattled, lover. I can always tell your strikes are getting sloppy. Yet it is you who remains on the defensive. You've yet to mount an offense. Well, when each completed strike of the Perdition Blade threatens to shatter the fabric space in time and space, defense seems the most logical strategy. But if it's an offense you want, what are you doing? Reconnecting with my past. So much for Agonia's ambitions to be the captain of the Emperor's Guard. Still, Agonia still has a choice. Kill zombie Agony or save romance. That is no choice at all. Zombie forgets. Agony never cared about protecting Roman. Only the thrill of the kill. Well and good, Agonia, but you still need to watch your back. Who? Whoa, Margie? Margarita, actually, and it is the Margie. I will one day be who has sent me to retrieve you. But first, some stops along the way. I commend you for your dedication, Beverly Thomas. But even a Phoenicia can't maintain this pace forever, trying to save future generations of Drago while destroying a horde of Nordic and dead. It's bound to wear you down eventually. And one thing about us, zombies will never tire, perhaps, but you do burn. Tire, and by Odin, the enemy is slaughtered. It would seem a zombie Phoenicia lacked the psychic sense of a living one, else the Dragon Queen and I would have lost the element of surprise. I was wondering when you would get here, Marer, right? In the Nordic flesh, I met up with your near-naked friend as I was summoned here. I tried to tell her that the zombie horde would be no more trouble once their leader was destroyed, but she was having entirely too much fun to care. It is as you said, my children, my race have been saved because of you, Beverly Thomas. Forevermore, our Phoenicia, our savior, the Drago eternally in your depth, and my tattling Egrog. Egrog, what has my child acted worthily? Fading away. Must do it now. No tears, Jennifer, please. It is an honor. If it brings you comfort, remember, I asked for it. Figurine is growing, and the province and project may indeed be saved. Then, sisters, let us begin the incantation as the Phoenicia taught us, so that the power of our prayer may mingle with that of the elder Drago, and that which we do this day will be worthy of so ultimate a sacrifice in the service of repaying a debt so long overdue. Attention, core engineers, our alternate power source is in full production mode. Is the terraformer ready for activation? All has been adjusted and calibrated for. Single pod channeling. We can only hope that it will be enough. It will have to be. What the hell? Yarmada, they're firing on Terra Prime. That was first barrage. And that first barrage was only a warning, Siren. The next will be set on maximum destruction. Believe that. We will destroy Terra Prime if forced to. There is no place for you to run. Surrender now. Impressive, Akira. Even with your own geishas falling about you, your concentration never falters. Can't I enforce at least one word from the Kage? Yes. Odor, surprise! Now that was a distraction worth waiting for. Arigato, Margarito. It's an Itsu and demo, Akira ni. That's still going. Sharita, we need to reactivate the geodesic shield over Terra Prime. Disengage ghost utility. Negative. If what? System diagnosis and repair still incomplete. Initiate alternative action. Alternative? Damn you all. Why did you have to come here? Why did you have to ruin everything? Why couldn't you just leave me alone? Milla, stop. It's over. Margie? Ammo didn't leave much for Agony to smash. Agony is so proud. And Milla, sweetheart, please know how incredibly sorry I am that all this happened this way. Right now, I need you to be strong. The focus on the big picture. I need you to be Ammo. After all this is over, I promise to bring you back here. To start over. No, not again. There's no escaping who I am. Not here, not now, not anywhere. There is no Mila Bishop anymore. Only Ammo. Only the assassin. Curse you, woman. How are you doing this? This blade is mine. It is part of me. That's what I believe too, lover, until you summon it back to you. That's when I first sensed something was different. And once I held it against mine, I was sure. You're babbling nonsense. I am the master of Perdition's blade. Wrong. Not this time. Not this blade. Hellfire, what are you doing to me? I cannot move. Not me doing anything stinky, although that glow does look mighty familiar. Hellfire, you didn't have to immobilize her, Phoenicia. No way I was going to miss that bag of bones. Yes, right, Ammo. You're welcome. Oh, a surprise party. For me, you shouldn't have. Anything for you, Mariah Cole. Oh, I always thought you rocked the working girl look, and maybe we'll play dress up again someday. Right now, we still have a couple more stops to make. General Roberts, what trickery is this? We know the Sirens are on Terra Prime. Why hasn't a destruct order been given? Shaka is right. Terrans weren't the only victims of the Siren slaughter. Many Q-Rogs, breeds, and other outwarders were slaughtered that day. If you haven't the stomach for justice, you're not looking for justice, M-Mask. What you want is revenge. And quite honestly, so do I. But my guess is what Tasqual wants the Sirens to surrender in hope that maybe they will tell us why they did all what that they did. Still, Captain, we're getting a communique from Jen Roberts at UEC Command. He says, I know, Free Vogel. I know. Professor, the Belok's weaponry is going hot. They're amplifying to the struck level. Did you copy that, Sharita? We need those shields now. Alternative action protocol being implemented, but need to prioritize temporal synaptic connection for past and present highness personas. Establishing contact of 1949 CE, identified through personal avatar. Margie and Vizcara, can you hear me? Yes, Sharita, I can. Loud and clear. Postulating that my corrupted doppelganger would be unprepared when it found itself siphoning my non-sentient aliases proved to be quite an understatement. Lamentably, its system crash occurred too late to save the owners of the house. The virus programmed into the alias likely skewed my calculation, but not enough to prevent my rebooting the Paradox's temporal teleport program in time to report that alternate action is already in progress. I'll be waiting. Like you heard the radio, ladies. Time for BYT to fade, and for this comic publisher to say, "Sup, Gani, Maggie, V. I mean, Highness. Damn again. All zombies already dead. You okay, Ngani? No. Every time I think I've got everything figured out, my head hurts. I know, sweetie, but focus. Remember you're wanting to come up with a better ending for your bombshell story? Yeah? Well, here it is. The story is getting a rewrite, and the first plot element that needs to go is you! This is madness. How can this be happening? I killed you before with my own blade. It was easy. What is so different now? I am. Only in one reality have you ever been able to best me with a blade. But I am not that woman, and this is not that blade. No matter what you say, you're still the same harlot I betted. Same pirate, same thief, same traitor. You're the same murderous madman who made me that way. You want your blade? Take it! Yo, what the hell just happened? Incredible power flux coming from the moon, Captain. But all our probes indicate no life forms there. Damn it, Tall Squall. While you were dragging your butt, the Sirens have been setting up a flank attack from the abandoned moon base. There's no preserving Terra Prime now. I order you to blast those bitches to atoms, now! Oh, yes, sir. All destroyers, you heard it, General. Fire at Captain Tosquill. You can't give that order. What? Why not, Lieutenant Spargu? The Armada's weapon targeting system, they've been recalibrated. All our warships are aiming their firepower at each other. And Shivers, confirm, Captain Cardinal. The Shapiro's entire assault system is trained at the Belok, and the Hedgemeyers are trained on us. We can't even raise our shields. And a challenging procedure that was. Oh, the interface, the Sirens fragging interface. My commendations to the UEC programmers. They made impressive advancements in security protocols in the last century. I apologize for having to take such dramatic measures, but as we be revealed, it was for the greater good, so that you may bear witness to the resurrection of a dead world that was never truly dead at all. Professor Felgott, the Paradox is coming back out of the Ghost Protocol. Shield program diverted to Terran comlinks, temporal conveyors teleporting the Sirens to their respected needs, coordinates. Then the province project is ready for implementation. Chuck, did you copy that? Are they there? Yes, Mom, they're here. What's left of them, anyway. Hellfire, you decompacted. Who'd you have to kill? Dear Lord, this is all looking more and more like a crazy detailed George Perez comic. It wasn't my idea. They didn't know if you would get back in time. I had no choice, Phoenicia. Beverly, can you hear me? I swear, Egrog begged me to do it. They all did. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry. There is nothing to forgive, Jen. I can feel Egrog's life force stirring inside you. I can sense that he is content. Egrog's parent asked if its tattling had proven worthy. Now you have the honor of answering that. May you all prove worthy. I guess that means us too, eh, Chan? Ready to play midwife to a whole freaking planet? Yes, I think so. I get it now about figurines' power, but what if, even with that, without the others, what if it isn't enough? Captain, we're getting an intruder alert. Teledocs reporting access breach. Unidentified life forms detected in the ship's teleport matrix. We've got company. What the hell? The Sirens. You mean you see them too? Same here, but how? How is not the question. It's why. Hello, captains. I believe you were looking for us. As you can see, we came to you unarmed. One of us is in each of your ships, with the others as attended holograms. Here to declare that the Sirens are done being fugitives. What? Are you actually surrendering? No, I'm gambling. We all are. We are gambling that a gesture of truth would still... things okay?
Yeah.
All right. After all these years, we've placed our trust and hopes that honor was still a virtue cherished by all species, including especially our own. You dare talk of honor when you backed up your so-called truth by having our ship's weapon trained against us? That's because Sirens aren't stupid. Highness new captains might need some persuasion, but if captains want to argue and thinks puny blights is scare agony, think before acting, captains. We could have blown you up at any time, but we didn't. Haven't you been asking yourselves why? Are you also determined to die for a lie? Captain, we're getting energy reading from Terra Prime. There's something alive down there. Something huge. Mom, I think we're in trouble. Report, Chuck. The core is operational, but we're only getting fractional efficiency. The blasts from the UEC ships must have done more damage than we figured. Even with figurines added juice, we're not getting enough power to compensate the missing Sirens. How's this affecting the Drago life ritual? More of an uphill battle now, Professor, but there's no stopping now. We have to see this through to the end, no matter what that end is. After everything we sacrificed to get this far, it's all we can pray for. With all due respect to Phoenicia, I think we're going to need more than prayer right now. Mom, you said Interface came up with some backup plan. Now might be a good time. Absolutely. Despite Agony's hopes to the contrary, I'm willing to gamble that humankind hasn't entirely lost its capacity to listen when reason is offered up. At least that's what Ammo believes, and I'm counting on her being right. While we know your new security programs can eventually overwrite Interface's control of your ship's computers, we just need her to maintain operation control just a few clicks more for your own good. Sharita, is the subject ready for reconstruction? Affirmative, Highness. Subject matrix stabilized and awaiting final conveyance authorization. Authorization given. Caps and Tall Squall, what the hell is happening? Ages ago, it was called an artist portfolio. Today, consider it a map. Captain, what is it? It feels so strange. Yes, Lieutenant Spargo, it seems I seem to remember touching something like this in a museum when I was a boy. I believe they called it paper. But the image, is that supposed to be Bombshell? At least the way the real Bombshell imagined herself when she drew what was once called a comic book 15 centuries ago. Interface to paradox, temporal variance, coordinates program, and ready for initiation. Acknowledge reception. Reception acknowledged. Prepare time jump. Captain Cardinal, we're picking up energy readings from that paradox vessel. What kind of readings, Mr. Noel? Unable to determine, but it's coming right at us. Raise shields now. Too late. What just happened, Lieutenant Spargo? Report. Ship's chronometers indicate we've been propelled almost a century backwards in time, but the historical indicators haven't synchronized. Huh? What the hell does that mean? It's like we've slipped back into the past, but it's not our past. All ships are getting the same reading, and we're also sort of invisible on some sort of invisibility shield. And if things weren't crazy enough, check out what's happening outside. Bombshells flying towards Terra Prime. How the hell did she get past us? Highness, the Q-Rock are up just like what was drawn.
Yeah.
All right.
What is she fighting? They look like new mecha militia, but they were once Captain Corson before the zombie infection. Just like in these comic pages. How is that possible? Beats the hell out of me, but it's all playing out in real time, in sequence, frame by frame. Heads up, Bombshell. Oh, come on, guys. You can't possibly be buying any of this. We've been fooled by interface generating images before. This has to be some sort of digital illusion. No matter how many zombies I funnel out, more keep coming. Oh, boy. Tara's got a point, Jay, although it doesn't explain how we can be looking at pressure Terran tree pulp, all our indicators confirmed to be 1,500 years old, and yet also register as produced less than a solar cycle ago. Neat trick, considering there hasn't been a tree on Terra Prime for at least 7 centuries. You actually expect us to believe Bombshell drew this? You actually, while hiding out in the distant past, Chan Everest drew from what she thought was her imagination, but they were actually her memory. Then how come we don't remember any of this? Hey, everyone, we're picking up the transmission from the surface. Holy flag, that's Andrew Gibbons, the last president of New Mecca, the guy this warship is named after. Citizens of Terra Prime, the zombie plague has been declared out of control. You ask why you don't remember any of this. For the same reason your chronometers and star charts are now contradicting each other. This is an alternate reality, a linchpin in time and space whose destruction would trigger the absolute annihilation of all other realities. And at center of all this universe, Armageddon was perdition, the last of its kind, obsessed with obliterating the Terran aliens he blamed for the decimation of his entire race, my former lover, who we had now had to destroy. If he hadn't destroyed us first. Keely, Lacey, stay focused. Remember the dragon training. We're all that's left. We can't fail. Oh, the zombie plague was created to purge Terra Prime of its indigenous population and then send out the infected and infectors to the other UEC planets, with Terran devouring Terran until the Terrans were no more. An intergalactic genocide that would secure perdition's co-conspirators' total subjugation of the remaining interplanetary coalition. With perdition's reality-cleaving blade to ensure allegiance, the blade I so coveted, and thereby made my fatal blunder. With Interface the first to pay for it. You okay?
Freaking cat, man. He will not stop it.
Maybe he doesn't like my voice.
No, he's like getting so hyper, and then he chills for a little bit, and then gets riled up.
I see cats do that all the time. They're like, boink.
Right, just out of nowhere. He just wants attention, and we're not giving it to him.
Then it was Phoenicia and her acolyte. It was all those pages, the aerial assault against the Predator ship, the bombardment, and my finally getting the blade, although not as I had hoped. Oh, damn it all. How long are we supposed to watch this drivel? We've all seen the historical visuals. How could any of this be real? Oh, this isn't how the Sirens died. Zephyr was executed. Skywire escaped. I saw footage of Sunburn being vivisected by Belloc himself. And we documented Bombshell destroying drone fighters just 2 orbits ago. And yet Bombshell's demise where the graphic ends. Understandably, since she couldn't very well remember what happened after she died, and yet the rest of you can? Really? Well, we did have some help. Interface, initiate transmission. Acknowledge, Highness. All right. Oh, so there's still more in this way. Initiating. Now what? Another drop-in? An analyze, Lieutenant Spargo. Corporeal. Holographic, sir. Matrix signature identifies Taurus as Terran female. Denise Danielle Falgot, professor of temporal anomalies, whose records indicate she disappeared over a century ago. Falgot? Yes, of course. That's why the Paradox ship looks so familiar. Why none of the Sirens seem to have aged. I remember the stories, the fantasies about the crazy scientists claiming to have conquered time. After today, Captain, I hope you reassess that fantasy appellation. You still think all is an illusion. This an illusion? Well, prepare to discover what the real illusion is, and your role in correcting it. Interface, initiate time jump. Robert, that new duplicity, and what new duplicity are you forcing upon us? What happened to the live transmission from the warships? We've all seen the footage of the Sirens' destruction of Terra Prime too many times. It just popped up, didn't it? Wait, something is different. Captain, we're getting hailed by Jen Roberts. They're receiving the footage. Should we reply? No. Maintain calm silence and pray that the UEC believes what it sees. I don't much relish the notion of coming back from that time jump facing charges of treason. Miss Bishop, if you completed the pulse cannon modification, all calibrations adjusted for targeted and conversions, Captain Tall Squall. Sharita, how long before a province loses boost capability? Calculating 20 clicks before energy depletion becomes unsalvageable. You hear that, Sirens? You've done all you can. Time to evacuate. No way. Not until the last drop of juice is squeezed out of me. Morocco's right. We're here to the bitter end. Otherwise, nothing to go back to. And you can forget any notion of getting any of the Phoeniciari out of here. Without the mystical life ritual, all that science and technology will have been for nothing. And as goes the Phoenicia, so do the Drago. Service is honored. Well, looks like the Sirens are determined to make this even more difficult. Nicole, how close can you time the individual teleport incomings? Counting the outgoings we just sent out? Wait, what? Hellfire, Margie, are you crazy? What the hell are you doing here? Making things right with the help of this perdition blade, the slash of all time and space, and the greatest treasure I've ever plundered. Jesus! He just crammed so much into these pages. Computer verification status. Scanning 50% complete. Sirens, I can't keep these infected at bay much longer. And just keep zombies. Agony, Sister Slash and Barrage never had this much fun. And the zombie, yep, we saw that already.
She's like enjoying every second of it, though.
Yep, the Sirens have isolated the Terran population and cut off the infectors' food supply. They're beating us. 70% complete. Perdition is dead, but your pact with him will still be fulfilled to exterminate all Terrans. Not even the Sirens can stop it now. 80%. The time for the Curox to implement. Walkar, 90%. Not tonight, Mr. Vice President. Video authenticity. Then the Sirens weren't trying to destroy Terra Prime. They were trying to save it from the Curog. And there were over 3 million breeds there. Here, all satellites and pulse scans aligned and prime. Ammo's targeting systems activated. Province computer interface was all warship system. Regenerating plasma flowing through Province terraformation network. Incubator and arteries open for life essence and electrobionic infusion. All systems are at maximum efficiency, Highness, but I calculate that it will still not be enough. Then I'll have to jump and up the voltage. My lust for this blade almost jeopardized all that we've worked for. That too many died for. Now you shame me by offering to sacrifice yourself yet again, rather than let me face up to my sins. And I can't live with that. I
like that.
As figurines' energy mass depleted, it was evident that the power needed to maintain the terraformer was too much for just Bombshell and Skywire to maintain. And without that, all the Fanshari's conjuring up the Drago mystic life ritual could end up being for nothing. Highness had figured out what was needed now. A sacrifice. Another sacrifice on top of so many sacrifices. As Ammo declared her recalibration of the targeting systems complete, Captain Tosquall, a believer at last, ordered the UAC warships to fire. Using Interface's new programming, the satellite orbiting Terra Prime became converters, transforming destructive force into healing energy. But there was still one element still missing. And as Highness drove Perdition's blade into the heart of Terra Prime, it was found. Perdition's own power was manipulated by Drago science to destroy the genocidal plague that the alien terrorist himself had created. But it was merely the destruction of Terra Prime's diseased shell, an illusion of death, as an imposed slumber to sustain until Province Project was ready to reawaken it, with the help once again of Perdition's own reality manipulating blade. Because
those are very pretty panels. Those are like tattoo worthy.
I know, right?
Yeah, because while the body was devastated, Terra Prime's soul remained waiting. Not very scientific, perhaps, but the Drago have taught us all that sometimes there are matters that far transcend science, including the rebirth of a populace that lay gestating deep within the womb of the sleeping mother planet for over a century, waiting. So long regarded as victims of the greatest genocidal holocaust in history, the reawakened denizens of Terra Prime stepped out into a world far purer than one they left. When former New Mecca President Givens was interviewed after being discovered among the reborn, he stated that his last memory was falling asleep in mid-conference with Vice President Wolkar. Wolkar who had been assassinated by the Siren Ammo, was also found among the presumed dead. The Q-Rock VP was immediately arrested for his complicity in the plot to destroy Terra Prime. UEC Jen Hood Roberts confirmed that a state of war had been declared against the Q-Rock. Even as peace ministry elder Israel of Vela presented Drago leader Vegan and with the Jacob Medal in recognition of the Drago's immeasurable part in the salvation of the entire Terran race and awarding them a new homeworld. Oh yeah, we're seeing their faces. Scientists continue to study the ancient art that provided the key to Perdition's genocidal plot, but remain puzzled as to how it managed to sway the UEC worshippers.
I like that.
Yep. When asked, Team Commander Jay Tosquale answered simply, sometimes you just need a leap of faith. Reports regarding the fate of the Sirens were conflicted, and no consensus could be reached to determine how many of them, if any, were still alive. But there was one thing everyone agreed on. The Sirens, once reviled as genocidal murderers, were now recognized as the heroes they truly were. Those Sirens who were executed as criminals were finally exonerated and given a full congressional honors for their ultimate sacrifice. Oh, that makes me feel so much better. I wonder which part of my vivisated corpse they pinned the medal on. I think I was better off as a zombie. So they're all alive. All of them are alive now.
Oh, that's awesome, though.
Either way, Kendra, it would be your choice. The fate of the entire fabric of time and space rests on a choice each of you Sirens make. This postulated timeline was formulated from an almost infinite number of variables through an almost infinite number of realities. Every instant, every choice creates a new timeline that exists both independently and reliant of each other until Perdition's blade threatened to change all that. In one reality, one alone, the one in which Perdition succeeded, and all of you, even the immortal Highness, became part of his undead army. A chain reaction started. In his madness, Perdition used his blade to tear apart all the timelines at once, leaving existence itself nullified. That's why the paradox plucked you out of that timeline in the hope of replacing that reality with this new one. A reality that can save all others based on the choices each of you make. Even dying, at least. That's the theory. You look mesmerized, Bev. Think of it, Tracy. A reality where the Drago survived extinction because of me. And Jazzy Jenny's actually a living being. Guess that's why the crew gave you that. Puts a whole new spin on your collection, eh, Chan? Yes, Miracle. It does indeed. It's so weird. Wow. Now, Mila, I can't even imagine you as a pacifist. I know, Nicole. It didn't work out very well, did it? But still, temporal transport ready, Professor. Thank you, Kalia. Sirens? Well, ladies, I know I've got nothing to lose in this either way. I'm probably dead, at least, and was no guarantee of remembering any of this. Well, hey, that could mean we might make different choices, yet still save the universe. Who knows? It's a theory. Only time will tell.
Well, yeah, they go from being like mass murderers to being heroes like they should have been. What the fuck?
Yeah. So, okay. How was that?
It was very hard to follow, but
it was
like overall, I think it was good. I don't know. I give it like a 7. It was very hard to follow and got very boring sometimes, but like the art was really good. The story was good, but it's like the comparisons to the other characters, and
he needed an actual writer to help get it out.
Yeah, definitely.
It was like a novelist trying to write a comic book.
Yeah, he definitely needed a better writer. I think the artwork was good. Like,
or an editor to keep him on track.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And the coloring was better in those last few issues.
It was.
For
honestly,
sure.
I could have done the book with no color because the spots where there were
black and white.
Yeah, showing you like the comic book that was being drawn.
Yeah,
I thought that was
like
cool. So much cooler than some of the color like just the first however many books there were.
Yeah, the art was a little bit better. It was a little cleaner.
Yep.
You know,
the fact the last few pages had to be so scrunched.
Yeah, I know, right? They packed so much into those last couple of pages.
Yeah. You had to, zoom fully in to read them.
You're right. You had to zoom into each square.
But overall, this was a worthy epic for Perez. This is a story he clearly wanted to tell. And again, so many great ideas.
Yeah, seriously, but hard
Yeah.
to follow because he tried to put all of the ideas in together all at once.
Yeah, it's like if I only have one chance to do this story, I'm gonna put it all in.
Right. And then use other characters that are similar to ones he's done before.
Yeah,
Yep.
at least some of the like some of the other books that we've gone through, even though they were like not good or not received, their story was a little more dynamic. Like I would put this on like the low side. Like if it's a 10, if 10's the best, I'd put this at like a 5. There's a lot of
if
like
it
if I was
wasn't
reading this, I'd get bored in a second.
Yeah, like I think that if he was able to take all these ideas and weave them in a little bit more cohesively, it would be better. But it's like he had all these really good ideas. Like, don't get me wrong, all these things were really good ideas. It's just like poor execution kind of ruined the whole idea. You know, it's
and the convolutedness.
Yeah, like you can't just give us a little nibble of it and then move on completely and never go back to that. You know, there was a lot of that. Like you get the tiniest bit of information and then it never comes back up.
And I thought the fact that there were some cases like Margie being like, oh, it was her greed. What greed? We didn't see any hint of her greed.
We didn't see a hint of it.
Right. When exposition has to explain every little detail, it's just sometimes too much.
There was some, I gotta say, the characterization, the plot. This was a weird case. I know Pika likes to use the phrase of it's the characters moving, the plot moving the characters instead of the character moving the plot. This is a case where it's like it was both at once.
Yeah, right though. Yeah. They're trying to move it full steam ahead instead of letting some of it breathe.
And but yeah, this was mostly the plot driving everything more than that. Because the characters, I hate to say it, the characters were flat.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like
that's a little dynamic on some regard, but for the most part, flat.
No, and that's the problem. It's that like the drawings weren't showing us the actions that were happening. The words were. You know, instead of them actually showing these things happening, they just show like a frame of the characters, and they're not actually like look at every single panel on here. They're not actually doing anything.
They're not.
And the panels that they are doing things, you only get one small piece of it, and then it tells you 12 other things that happened in that section. You know, like they're telling you the actions instead of showing you through the drawing.
Exactly. Again, it's not bad. That's for certain.
No, like I said, I would still give it like a 7, maybe 7.5. I wouldn't. It's not the best, but it's definitely not the worst.
Definitely. And
it's definitely a good book, you know, or a good series of books.
Okay, it could have been better if he actually had another writer like Wolfman or someone, but doing it himself, I know it's completely done. It's not like this is a case of things going trash because he didn't have a good writer, but it's comparable to Jack Kirby. Very high concept. Right,
with no cohesion.
Exactly. I mean, then you have other stuff like this Chuck guy, like, who's Chuck? Who's this Chuck's relationship to everyone?
You're right, though.
So
well, like, Chuck is God. Chuck is God in Supernatural. Like, who's Chuck? God, the one above all.
And here's the other thing. This is the vibe that he was making it up as he went.
Yeah, definitely.
It definitely gives that vibe. And I think he chose to come out with that idea of them wipe everything out, and he soon realized, how do I undo that?
Yeah, it's either that or he had a layout and a plan, and then he would get an idea and change a bunch of stuff around that idea instead of sticking to the plan.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It was all over the place. Like I said, he needed an actual editor to keep him the task.
Yeah, for sure.
It just seemed like because you got different colors, which is fine, but then each of the covers, that's the word I'm looking for, were good, but they all seemed like they weren't a part of the story we were watching.
Right.
Like, you know, they were all different. They all looked so very different. And sometimes artist can come in and really capture somebody else's essence and inspiration. but it just seemed like it was like a big web of ideas.
Now, I will give this though, that once I oil up Perez's artwork, no two characters look identical.
No, he does a good job of actually separating and identifying the characters pretty well.
Yeah.
And the ladies were actually stood out. It's like you can at least tell which one was which.
Right. And that's not always easy to do, especially in a comic book.
You might forget their names, but you at least know, oh, it's that one, like what ability they do. Or
exactly. Like I do like that because it's like each of their skin tone is a little bit different, their hair color a little different, their facial features a little different, and it's just enough for you to be able to tell them apart even in like the chaos scenes.
Exactly. But like I said, overall, I think a 7 out of 10 is a good one.
Yeah, I think that's about where it sits for me. Like 7.5. It's not bad. It's not good. It's a little bit better than good. It's definitely a little better than good, but it's not great. You know.
Exactly.
It's the Daredevil one.
Yeah, right.
Where it was like, all these things were just like not
coming together. It had a lot more potential than it actually showed. Yeah,
exactly. And then again, like also this Perdition guy, talk about a flat character, the most flat of all of them.
It's the Mandalorian, dude.
Looks so cool.
He's Nova. He's like Nova mixed with the Black Knight mixed with Mando. Yeah. Like that's what I saw. I saw Boba Fett mixed with the Black Knight, and
it's but a flesh wound.
Yeah, for real though. And then the blade, it's the Darksaber.
Exactly. But this was well before any of those.
Obviously. I know, right though. That's just funny.
Would I call this his magnum opus? Clearly, it is.
Yeah, I think he really tried to pull out all the stops.
Yep.
And it could have just been a little bit better. Like maybe if this was, how many books was it? 5?
6 issues.
6 issues. So maybe if it was 12, maybe if this stuff was spread out and he had more space to draw these things out and less words, less exposition, it might have been a lot better.
Yeah, because the first 1 or 2, it actually was funnier. It felt more like a parody.
Right.
I kind of liked that. And then it just went completely into the seriousness and into the
like he made a meta
no, it's a comic book. No, it's this.
No, it's a dream.
That.
No, it's a dream. Yeah. Like no, she draws what she sees in her mind. Like
it's like the meta-ness of like, oh, the fans won't buy it. Then it's like, oh, turns out you're the comic writer.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then it turns out they're zombies, but no, they're alive at the end. All of them are still alive.
So basically, it looks like from this ending, it's summarized as such. It was the one instance where Perdition won. And through his victory, that was with the zombies, he was trying to invade other realities.
That's funny.
So but the fact we had to summarize this afterward. Now, at the same time, I do get that as well. But it's like we could have had a flashback to show that as opposed to cramming it into this last page. And then, as you know.
You're right. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the big problem here. It's just like, really?
Right, there's just so much crammed into the pages. Like, look at that, dude. There is so much crammed in.
And I'll give it that, like, it's not sometimes. I mean, this in specific, obviously, wasn't meant to be read in one sitting.
No,
obviously, but
no.
Because it's so much. Like I can't even read that, and I got really good eyesight. I just see a bunch of like it.
Right. It's just that it's hard to process all of this. Yeah, right though. Well, it's just hard to process all of this. Like if you want to try to read it all in one sitting, but that's why I really think if they had doubled out the issues, this would have been a lot better. I think it could have been a lot bigger.
You wouldn't have had to have this. You wouldn't have had to have this cramming it all into these
right. Just imagine half of these out of here and actual action panels instead of word bubbles.
Exactly. But again, a lot of, and the layouts still are incredible. You can follow it for the most part.
I will give them, they did a really good job with the pages and the panels. With how much they crammed in. It's actually really good.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
definitely too much. Like I said, this is the folly of so many artists becoming writers. They are just they have so much creativity that but they don't know how to be writers.
Yeah, too many ideas and not enough actual execution of the idea.
Mm-hmm. Like again, that's why I'm positive. Like on his Wonder Woman, if it wasn't for Karen Berger, the editor, he probably would have gone into way more detail about Greek pantheons and everything.
Oh, for sure. The way they started leaning heavy into it, he would have kept going.
Or you would talk more about, women stuff, having to deal with, women dealing in man's land and everything. Probably would have gone a bit more detail. Again, like I said, it's clearly a writer, artist being a writer.
Yeah, for sure. Like, if he's an artist and you read this and you find out he was the writer, you're like, okay, that makes sense.
It does. But hey, overall, at least it wasn't a bad book.
Yeah, for real. No, I did like it. I just think there was so much potential here, just like the other book the Daredevil, like it could have done a lot better, but it had so many disappointments that it's better than good, but not great.
Yep, I would say just very good.
Yes, very good.
This is above it exists. This is above that.
Exactly.
It exists is what I would do for meh or okay.
Right.
It exists is basically like you're not in that. You wish it didn't exist.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I'm glad it exists.
Glad it exists. There we go. That's the one.
That's a good ranking when you say I'm glad it exists.
Yes, that's the
because you're glad that you saw him do this. It is not a case. It's not. You're not thinking, oh, why do you have to do this, or why did this have to be his one time doing this? Like, no. Right. You are glad it existed, but no more.
He tried. It actually is not bad. So just
he tried. He didn't fail. He didn't fail, but he stumbled.
Right.
He stumbled throughout the whole book, but did not fail the landing. I will say that.
He did not drop the ball or miss the landing.
Yeah, he just stumbled the whole time. Whoop, 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 whoop. Like that. That good analogy?
Definitely.
Yep. Okay. Well, thank you two for joining me on this one.
Hey, thank you. And happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you very much. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.
Bye.